I still see the X. Oh, hello, everybody. We're actually live on the air. Yes, we are here on National Teletext Day live. And with me, I have my co-host, Mr. Carlos Attrell. Hello, Carl.
Hello, Dan. Happy Teletext Day to you.
Happy Teletext Day, Carl. Happy Teletext Day, everybody watching out there in the world. And tonight we have a special guest. It is Nikki of Nikki and Bunty fame. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Nikki.
Still sounds weird when people say Nikki and Bunty fame, as if people know us or anything.
Well, you're more famous than us, so I think that counts. So how are you tonight, Nikki?
I'm good. I'm excited. We're going to do a Teletext portrait for a friend who I promised a portrait to months and months ago, but another project has been taking my time. I get to talk a little bit about that project because, as you can see on screen, there's some traditional pixel art. For a video game I'm writing with Paul, Mr. Biffo Rose, and CJJC.
Excellent. How much can you give away about this game at this point?
I can tell you that the main game is kind of a point and click adventure, but not point and click. It's more like Dizzy than a point and click, really. And combat sections are played as a side-scrolling beat 'em up. So imagine Dizzy meets Golden Axe.
Oh, excellent. Is it going to be completely 2D, or is it going to be on a 3D sort of plane like Golden Axe? You know, where you can move up and down as well as left and right.
So when you go into the combat sections, so the main screen is a bit like this. This is a room you would walk into side on 2D like Dizzy. But if there was an enemy in this room, it would morph into a 2.5D room and you would walk around like Golden Axe.
Oh, okay. So we have multiple angles. We've got some variety.
Yeah, a little bit ambitious, but I can do it.
Of course you can. From what I've seen so far, all your teletext and indeed pixel art prowess, of course you can do it. It's looking brilliant, actually, from what we can see on screen here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just bedroom furniture. I'm working on this bed, giving it a bit more depth. So at the moment it looks like a bench, which I'm not happy with. But if I go into here, you can see I've lengthened it up. So it's still side on, but it does look like it's got enough depth for somebody to be able to lay on it.
Yeah, I definitely think it looks like a bed. Mm-hmm. I like how the covers are off the side there, off the end. They obviously don't make their bed, do they?
That looks made to me, Dan. That'll pass. It's a made bed to me, I think.
It's half and half. One of the characters is very tidy, good at timekeeping, very grounded. The other character is just, whatever. So that's what we're representing here. One half is made with the pillow fluffed up, and the other half is kind of half hanging off with the pillow kind of half hanging off the bed as well. So.
Excellent. It's looking very good. I'm sure it'll be wonderful when it's completed. Any idea when it'll be finished? 2 years?
Hopefully sometime before the heat death of the universe, but you never know.
Right. So apparently we had some sort of YouTube glitch earlier, and we started the show on time, but it was set to private. But we're actually public now. Some people could see it, others couldn't. So yeah, I can see that everybody can see us now. So hello, everybody. Hello, everybody in the chat. Would you like to say hello to the people in chat, Carl?
Hello, everybody in chat, Carl.
Is that it?
Yes, I want to see who's in the chat. So who we got open everywhere? So we've got on the chat, in the block party chat in the Discord, we've got Grim Fandango, Fidian, and Sarah. Hello, Sarah again. And then I'm just going to check on the YouTubes, and that's when my mind officially well and truly gets blown, because we're all sort of like going at different speeds and all that. So if I look confused, I'm still alive. Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh, we can hear a Dalek in the background.
Yeah, that's the football results from tomorrow, then. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And we got Russty Russ and Peter in the chat there as well. So yeah, I'll just say hello to them. Hello.
Yay, we've got Dudley. Hello, Dudley. And Paradox. And Paradox is the friend who I'm drawing the portrait of tonight.
Ah, right. Well, that could be a bit of a cue for us to maybe begin the teletext editing. What do you think?
Let's see what we can do.
Excellent. Right. So yes, apologies for the glitch earlier, but we are definitely live now. And yes, hold on a sec. I'll actually get my camera up so you can see me. Hey, there we go. Right. So yes, Nikki is going to make a teletext portrait of a certain person in the chat right now.
Oh, let's see how well this goes. It might be a disaster.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it'll go great.
Let's see. So this is the wonderful Paradox that I'm going to be drawing.
Hello, Paradox.
And I love this picture because we've got lens distortion in the glasses. And that's probably my favorite thing to draw. I love doing the outline of the glasses where it goes like beyond the face. So you kind of have to have that tone change from black outline to white solid. And I love drawing that. It just looks so good when it's done. And the lens distortion always looks fantastic. I'm not good at drawing beards, so that's why this might be a disaster, but we might just go very high contrast and see what we can do.
Go. You can always go for the magic dither.
Yeah, again, my skills aren't amazing, so
they're very good. I've seen a lot of bits that you've done in the past, and they are really good. And looking at the pixel art earlier, how you can work with such a restrictive format for it to be so expressive is really impressed. Yeah, really impressive.
Thank you.
Do you have any other sort of pixel artists that you do follow as well for inspiration at all, Nikki?
So definitely Horsenberger. He's just absolutely mind-blowing. I did a picture of Boba Fett a couple of years ago.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody said, "What's really good is it Horsenberger?" And that was just the greatest compliment I could have been.
Oh, yes,
I could have had. Horsenberger is just amazing. He's the only one I can really think of. For inspiration, I tend to look at the 8-bit games. Some SNES and Amiga stuff, but usually they're using very advanced techniques that I'm not up to. But I can't remember her exact name. Sarah Jane Avery, I think it is, who's doing Commodore 64 shoot 'em ups, and her pixel art is incredible as well. I sometimes look at pixel art and just like don't want to look at anymore because I get jealous. Like, oh, these people are far too good.
No, it's now when you look at sort of like a certain artist, it's amazing how many Dan and I often chat about it, how often you get different artists that and you can more or less recognize their work, probably the way an art critic can see the brushstrokes in a masterpiece.
Yeah,
we can quite easily after a while identify who's done what. So with the Boba Fett style, when you did the porcelain borders, if you like, it's an excellent technique, and only very few people can pull it off. I've often tried, and I just end up going monochrome. So no, hats off to you, Nikki, definitely.
thanks. So with portraits, I usually stick to monochrome because it's so difficult. When it's like a celebrity that everybody knows, you can kind of do a caricature and people get who it is. So you can take more liberties with the space and the outlines, but when it's when you're trying to do a portrait of someone that's supposed to like really represent them, I usually stick to monochrome for the face. So what I tend to do is just start with show control codes. I just start by whiting out the entire screen.
Okay,
and this
that's
is
interesting.
Yeah, and then I kind of block out the face and then start fitting the control codes around the block out. So this just lets me make mistakes and not have to move control codes about. So I've got the Paradox's picture up on screen as well as the editor. I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. No, okay.
So did you say you white out the screen? So you fill in all the blocks first of all?
Not all the blocks, as I'll go around and try and make a rough outline
Right.
of the face first.
Okay.
So like he's got an ear. And then he's got a bit of beard fluff directly from below the ear. So I'll put some spaces down there and then go in for jawline and neck down here. And then just go directly across. That looks about the right proportion. And what I'm trying to do is just define the line of the face there. So that's where the face would end. And then the control codes to switch to the jacket would go here. So if I just put some yellow here, then I can kind of fill in jacket there as well. Oops.
Is there any particular reason why you've chosen yellow for the jacket? Is it actually a yellow jacket in the source picture?
It is. It's kind of a mustard color jacket. So it might change it depending on how it looks. But I try and...
It's a lovely mustard color.
Yes. And then we'll put some dithering and some shading on it as well. And then I can change this down here to the right color, but we can do that later. Let's get the face done. That's the most important part. So it's got his hair going up and he's kind of leaning off to one side. So I'm going to go around the hair so I can put a border there to show where the hair ends, the background starts. In fact, let's fill that all in. I can blank out as we go. So I'm told there are faster ways to do this, but I'm not exactly sure what the shortcuts are. I think I can just do Control F. Yes, that's good.
Oh, I've never used that before.
Neither have I. I didn't know that existed.
So this is ZXGuess's editor. I do try and use TF-Edit, but I started on the ZXGuess's editor and just got used to it really. And I do like the mouse draw as well sometimes. And if I can't quite get it with the keyboard, I'll just make a curve with the mouse and see if it works. I know. What do you think about mouse draw? I've heard some Teletext artists are like quite opinionated about it, that it shouldn't be used, and if you use the mouse, it's not a real Teletext picture. But I'm fine with it.
Dan, you are in trouble there.
Well, you know what? I used to be a mouse drawer in Teletext, and sometimes I still will for certain pieces, but I've mostly switched to keyboard stuff now.
Yeah.
What keyboard do you use, Nikki? Do you use like a Cherry gaming keyboard and keep the street awake when you're nibbling your sixels?
Yes. So I don't know if you can hear all the clicking clacking that's going on.
They're doing a good job. I can't hear them at the moment, but yeah, my family used to know when I was working in the office on a work of art. It'd be like playing track and field or something.
I do like I'm a computer programmer by day, so I need a good keyboard. Otherwise, I start getting cramps in my fingers, which isn't good. So it's something with a good resistance and a good solid feeling click. Because I felt like typists, when it was all typewriters, people didn't get carpal tunnel because you're actually exercising, but the carpal tunnel comes from when you're not quite exercising it.
It's quite interesting actually. Yeah, so I guess with the typewriter, you can't leave your wrists resting anywhere. They have to be stabbing. They're like stabbing implements, don't they, to get the hammer up to hit the roll. So yeah, I guess you're giving your hands a bit of a workout. Yeah, that's coming along lovely. It's very nice.
Yeah, so like if we look at the original picture, we can see how we've got roughly the shape of his head. Yeah, it's kind of there. We've definitely got too much over here, so I'm going to start trimming this down with the mouse. Right, let's try and get that.
Dudley of yesterday, computer programmer by day and computer programmer by night.
That is the curse of the geek. Our hobbies are also what pays the bills, and that's why we hate everything.
Oh, I can see that being carved out now.
Yes, I'm just trying to go. Oh, let's see how that looks. Yes, we get rid of that. So that's the bit of the glasses which is coming out of the side. And what I'm going to do is just put an outline around that. So with portraits, I usually do an outline like this. And especially with glasses, I will put an outline around. Because inside the head, like starting probably about there.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, so you can see how it kind of like transitions from the black of the frame in the face to the white outside.
You're just giving your brain just enough information just to make it understand what's there.
Yeah, and so I put that border around these so that I can. I've never noticed it before, but I do hold my breath a lot.
When I'm recording podcasts, I sound like a heavy breather. The other way. Poor old V-Bert sounded like he was having a heart attack, and he was only just chatting to me in a video.
I'm starting to get this. Yeah, starting to get that outline there. So we've got like an almost an Elvis style quiff at the top. Coming down around. Might bring that out a bit more there. And fill that in there because that's going to be it's going to be the edge of about like that. And then give us an outline here.
All right, Sarah Burgess has gone on the Discord. I was infamous for my mustard coat at school. It can't have been the fashion because no one else had one. It was just me.
You had to stand out, didn't you, Sarah?
Yeah.
I should really get back on the Discord. I really cut down on the number of Discords I'm on.
She can't draw with a mouse in her editor. Mind you, she can't undo or redo either. So she thinks she'll have to do more work on that. But, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, usually I try doing mostly keyboard, but we're on a bit of a tighter schedule tonight. I want to see how much I can get done in the next hour.
Right. How long does it usually take you to finish these portraits?
It really depends. I did one of Retro Princess that took me about 25 minutes and it was just done. And then some of them I can be like going back to for days and just like can't quite get things right. But this one's looking okay.
It's looking really good. It's looking really nice. So how do you cope with a block when you, if you excuse the pun, but if you get to an impasse with an artwork? I remember you sort of tweeted for some advice on some pixel art that you were stuck with, and I said T, but you know, do you sort of like just feel like just starting all over again with an artwork, or do you just go away and then come back and have another look later?
Sometimes I will abandon it and start again, but I'll keep the original, but try doing it fresh and seeing if that gives me a different perspective on it and a different way of approaching it. Especially with teletext, it's so restrictive.
And also with that, every other pixels thick bar as well. So when you're doing a nice bit of detail, that can throw you sometimes.
Yeah. So usually what I do, I start with the first outline. You know, I haven't finished here. Yeah. That's almost straight in the original one. Yeah. Okay. So I think I've pretty much got the outline now. So then I'd go to the eyes, because the eyes kind of define everything. For me, everything on the face hangs off the eyes. So it determines where the nose is going to go and the distance from the nose to the mouth, and then I can fill in the beard. I hate drawing beards. I really hate it. Paradox, I like you a lot. And I'm proving that by drawing your beard.
Is that because of the lack of options in teletext, that you only have monochrome off and on? So it's quite difficult to get the shading on the beard. Would you say that's the reason?
Yeah, shading is because, for instance, Paradox has got like some grey in his beard there. And below the lip, it's quite wispy, and it's really difficult to communicate that in teletext. I think I've got his eyes pretty good there. This one needs a bit more blocking out. Let's just do that, and then I can get rid of that. Let's take a look. Actually, I'll show you. So I think I've got his eyes pretty good there.
One thing I've just noticed while I'm watching you make this, you actually, because it's slightly off to one side, isn't it, the original picture? What I would do naturally is try and straighten it up so that the glasses and the eyes are straight. I
can't do that because that requires me to imagine something that isn't there.
Yeah.
And I can't do that with faces. I have a degree of face blindness, which is actually why I started drawing portraits, is to help myself with that by breaking down the face into its constituent geometric shapes. I start to notice what makes the face specific to that person. And it has helped me. It's helped me recognize people. So that's why I can't, I can't really imagine new faces very well. And when I'm drawing stuff for the video game, I have a very set template of this is what a face is.
Well, that makes what you're doing even more impressive, I think.
Thank you.
And I think in a way, teletext helps with that because you only have a limited set of options. So once you've done one teletext face, I guess everything is just a modification from there on. I'm not a proper caricaturist. I'm only a teletext artist, but I would go along with what you're saying, where I do the eyes first, because once you've got the eyes down, you know this is an artwork worth completing.
Yeah.
And if you talk to Horsenberger, I'm sure he'll tell you that I've thrown away or thought an artwork was terrible because I couldn't get the eyes right.
Yeah.
But I think already here you're almost there with the eyes.
Yeah, I've got the eyelids and the pupil on both of them. And if I get those, then everything else is just trial and error.
I always find that glasses help me with the eyes too, because it's if you recognize somebody as wearing glasses, then it's an easy way of, I guess, representing somebody. The same with hair, I always find. It's more difficult when there's less hair. So if somebody has a lot of hair and glasses, that's something that you can very easily, I find, represent.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's put in a bit of a hint of nose. Noses I'm terrible at. I can't do noses. And let's do eyebrows next. Let's have a look.
Yes.
Eyebrows. So light eyebrows on the edge, thicker ones towards the middle. So let's do that. So some good thick eyebrow there. And then not too much there. I'm not going to make it too...
That's a nice brow. Oh, that's a very nice brow.
And over here's... It's not going to go. That's going to touch the glasses. I'm not going to do that. And then thin out there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good.
yeah.
Let's do a little bit of hint of nose at the side.
Teletext guesser says, noses, ears and hands are the enemy of teletext. That doesn't leave much else, does it, Mr. Guesser?
No, noses, ears, hands, lips, eyes.
And horses.
Horses, faces, really anything that you could want to draw.
Anything unless it's like a teletext menu or anything.
His nose is too wide there. I'm going to bring it over a little bit.
I'm impressed with how much this is coming along, and it's only been 15 minutes.
Is it? Oh goodness. So he's looking a bit bald. And Paradox is not. Paradox has got this lovely 50s quiff here, which is delightful. So I'm not going to try and put any speckles in it. I'm just going to draw around, coming out of the temple and then going down to meet the glasses. And then I'm going to draw a border around here.
What was the first computer you used then, Nikki?
First computer I ever used was an Aircon Electron, green screen.
Mm-hmm.
We borrowed it from a friend and I wrote the word knickers on it. Mm-hmm. And then got very paranoid that my dad would see that I'd written the word knickers and switched it off as quickly as I possibly could. That was the very first time I used a computer.
I thought you were going to say you wrote that because that was your nickname. Knickers.
Nicky Knickers. No. It was...
If you typed in star knickers, it would have probably done something special. But it'd probably been a function on the BBC or something.
Okay, that hair's looking pretty... Oh, we need that there. And then I might bring that border in a little bit, actually.
my first experience with a computer was doing a type in on the ZX Spectrum, and I typed it all in, but didn't realise about the keywords. So I just whacked in a keyword and just typed in the rest, and of course it didn't work. So it didn't understand that you'd press a letter for each keyword.
Yeah,
So,
that was.
yeah.
Yeah, I had after the Electron. I didn't have a computer for a long time, and I just hounded my parents to get me a Spectrum, because a friend had Spectrum Plus 2, and I played Trashman on it.
Oh yeah,
and just thought, this is amazing. This is another world in a computer, and I wanted to create worlds in the computers. I wanted to write games and just have people fall in love with the worlds that I'd created, the same way as I got drawn into Trashman.
Oh yeah, so Trashman is probably quite a. I'm pleased that you discovered that with Trashman, because it is another world, isn't it? With all the houses and the way that the programmer, was it New Generation Software? I think the way that the programmer handled the perspective of the top-down view of the houses.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what you're doing with your pixel art projects, where it's sort of like it's 2D for most of it until you have to avoid an obstacle, and that's that chap, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I think he did 3D Monster Maze as well.
Oh, same guy. Oh wow,
yeah,
3D Monster Maze is great.
I think it was him, and then and he did not in 3D as well, and but yeah, the top-down perspective. I'm so pleased you found that one first, and you must have been hardcore. You can't use a joystick on that; it's all keyboard controls, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, you had to play a joystick. You had to pay for a joystick, so I didn't get a joystick.
I'll take one look at that and go, no, thanks. It's far too difficult. But brilliant. That's coming on really nice.
So, Nikki, was the first system that you made digital art on an Acorn Electron 2?
If you count the word knickers, yes. But no, it was, I drew. I tried to draw the Milky Way galaxy on a Spectrum, just by plotting dots and having kind of a spiral and then more dots towards the middle. So I think that was the first digital artwork I did. What are we missing here? I think it's time for a beard. I'm going to go quite high contrast here, Paradox. Sorry. So let's see what we can do with this beard. And I might fill it in the middle a little bit more if it makes you look a bit Fu Manchu.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any tips for perspective within Teletext, particularly these portraits? Sorry, it wasn't a very good question, was it? It was a very vague question.
It's difficult because I think the way that I managed to do any kind of drawing in Teletext is I have to stop treating it as if it's a drawing of a person or a drawing of an object and purely look at the shapes.
Right.
So this isn't an eye, this is an arc, and it starts off quite gentle and then turns very sharp at the end. And that's what I have to break things down to. If I try and go any further than that, to say I am now drawing an eye, my brain just goes, you don't know what an eye looks like. I can't do it.
That's a pretty good approach, I think. It helps to simplify things down.
I'm going to join this up here. It's not what's on the original picture, but it's difficult to get these things on Teletext. Sorry, Paradox.
I think he'll forgive you. Mr. Clown says, breathe, Nikki, breathe.
It's very obvious that I'm holding my breath. I've never noticed that. I did it before tonight. And suddenly, when people are asking me to talk during it, I'm like, yeah, I'm holding my breath during this.
Well, actually, I do that too. I don't know if Carl does that while making art.
I just tend to swear a lot.
I'm quite pleased with this now. this is, I tried to do this before and it really didn't come out well, and I had to completely revisit it, and then got tied up making a video game with Mr. Paul Rose. But I guess it goes down. Let's try going down that. No, that's far too.
So how did that collaboration with Paul Rose come about?
Oh goodness. Do you remember on Digitizer when there was the outrage by Amiga fans because somebody said that the graphics on Babylon 5 were not done on Amiga, that they were done using model shots? That person was me. So when I got onto Twitter and I discovered that Paul was on Twitter doing digitized stuff, I sent him a message and said, yeah, I'm really sorry. That was me. And we just got chatting and became friends, and it just went from there.
I think that was a big gamble, really, because there was a chance he could have said, really? Oh, you ruined the whole thing. That led down a long path where I was sacked. I'm not going to speak to you. But he's not like that. He's not like, even if that did happen, Mr. Biffo is a great guy.
He's just one of the loveliest people I know. Genuinely, he's so talented and so humble at the same time. And yes. I really can't express how much I absolutely think the world of him and Sanya. So when he said, like, my series is being cancelled and I'm now on Fiverr doing writing work, I was like, great, because I've got a budget sat here for video game development. Let's do this. And he was great, let's do it.
Excellent.
All right. I am quite pleased with how this lens distortion has turned out in the glasses here. So,
I like doing lens distortion. It's quite fun to play around with things.
Yeah.
And most of all, it's quick and simple. Anything to save you time is definitely worth it.
And it looks impressive as well. Right, I'm going to just slim that out there. All right, let's fill out that a little bit and get some detail around the ear.
So when ZX Guesser is painting something small, he holds his breath and his tongue pops out the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, same. Because I'm now noticing that I do. Now I'm doing it live. It's actually looking pretty good.
It's looking really good.
This.
I like the yellow as well.
Yeah, we're going to do a bit of the pleating here in a bit, I think.
You've got a tidy flat, Dan.
He's not seen the other side of the room.
You want to put like one of them green things up like Nikki's got?
Yeah, I need to, don't I, really? Yeah. I don't know where I put it.
This is not tight. If the camera is angled very specifically so that you do not see the desk and you do not see the floor.
The magic of television.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I like your t-shirt, Dan.
Oh, yes. There we go.
I love tea. The YLE text.
Yes, I was wearing that in Tesco last week. People were probably looking at me funny. What's T? But that's the good thing about the shirt, you see, because T could stand for anything. Beginning with T.
T.
Yes, as long as it begins with T.
I love tea.
What begins with T, ends with T, and has T in it?
Tea.
Well, nearly right. Teapot. A teapot is the answer.
Teapot. Oh, I see. It's very clever. Very highbrow for this time of night.
But also teletext.
Indeed. It's been. I see a jumper sold out over the internet today. I think Jim owes Teletext a few quid, doesn't he? Jim the artist. He brought his tweet on early for his Christmas sweater. that he was designing and put it on the hashtag of National Teletext Day. And I think it sold out within 2 hours, the pre-orders. He's going to have to run another one up now.
Yeah, because I was going to buy one at about 5 o'clock, but they were all gone. In fact, yeah, they were gone very, very quickly. He's going to do some more, though, as you say.
Yeah,
so
I think he's going to do some in level 2 and 2.5 as well.
2.5, level 2.5.
There we go. That edge of the glasses is good.
Very nice.
At this point, Nikki, do you have any idea what you're going to do with the background, or is that something that you work towards and leave till the end?
I usually leave it to the end, and I usually put the person's name in kind of like rainbow text. If it's something I'm doing for somebody, that's what I'll do. Sometimes if it's like a Marvel character, I'll put their signature colors in stripes or something like that. Yeah, that lens distortion almost right. There we go. Oh, I'm really pleased with this, actually. This is looking really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Doubled.
Let's fill in a little bit of beard here. Not too much.
Okay, so just give you an update on the Discord chat as well. So I think Sarah was commenting about Dan straightens the head, whereas Nikki likes to keep it as it is. Sarah says that it looks more natural if you draw the pose in a photo rather than straighten it up. So yeah, I think we'd all agree with that. But yeah, I think I'd be tempted to, because I'm more of a digitizer sort of artist. I couldn't even get the blob of the face, Nikki. So I just work with whatever angle it's at and then just try and finesse it from there. But yeah, to draw it as it is. Not only that, I think your subject, he's quite photogenic anyway. I think he takes a good photo, doesn't he?
Yes, definitely one where sometimes, especially when I'm drawing celebrities, with my face processing issues, sometimes I can look at them, like if I go for reference from Google Images or something, and they say it's Kate Blanchett, but if I saw the picture in isolation without being told it's her, I wouldn't be able to recognize her. So I have to get something that's very distinctive, something where there's absolutely no doubt. Even if I looked at it upside down, I could recognize the person. Which, if I can do that with a picture, then usually I've got a good handle on it.
Nikki, can you quickly explain your dithering process here with the beard?
Yeah, I'm putting random dots and seeing if it looks good.
It works.
Literally, I don't like to do like uniform dithering for beards because they're not uniform. So I'm just trying to do ones and avoiding any double dots like that.
Okay.
And just trying to line it up, and that looks fine. I think we can do. I bring that down a bit more. To
the Simpsons famously avoid straight-on shots almost entirely.
Yes.
Except for Sideshow Bob when he's staring down at Bart.
There is a blog which is dedicated to screenshots of front on and side on Simpsons shots where they just looks weird. Oh, I've missed a bit there. There we go.
I guess Homer's face would just be a circle, wouldn't it? The stubble would just be a circle.
Yeah.
When they did, yeah. Sorry.
Good. What do I need to do? So, little bit of detail around the eye, and I think we're pretty much there.
It's coming along nicely, I think.
Yeah. If I just put, my mouse skills are not there tonight. Yeah, let's take a look there. few.
So what are you doing here? Are you looking for distinctive marks in the source image?
Yeah, it's like when I look at the source image, I'm like, what is it that lets me know that that is Paradox's eyes? And on here, it's kind of the crease here, and here that's letting me know that there's a bit of fullness in the face there. So that's what I'm going for here. And I'm not happy with the mouth because here he's got kind of a pursed smile.
Yes.
Which I haven't got here. So I'm going to, like, if I get rid of that, that's actually looks more like his expression than when he had a mouth. So I'm just going to put dots at the side of his mouth and then try and plot out the vertices even.
Right. Is this one of those occasions where you're not bothered about getting this exactly right, so long as it looks good on the teletext portrait?
Yeah. If it communicates the same kind of smile as he has in the picture, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to kind of have that.
Yeah, that looks good, I think. Yeah, that's looking more like it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It sort of hints at the smile, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the filtrum in there in a good proportion. It defines the nose and the moustache quite well as well, or the beard.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Still not quite right here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to start the curve down earlier. There we go. That's his pursed smile. We've got it. Yeah, that's Paradox.
It only took a couple of minutes to get it right.
Yeah. And then we've already got the bottom that kind of defined with a little patch of beard there. So I'm going to make that a little bit less uniform at that size because it's not symmetrical in the picture, so I don't want it to be symmetrical in there. Tiny bit of beard here, there. Go on, let's have a little bit here. Go on, let's treat ourselves and have this there as well. Yeah, that's good. First is pretty clear. There's no obvious like contouring in the first that would give us cause for doing like lines there. Eyebrows, actually eyebrows could be a bit thicker. And just thin out like that. So we're getting towards the end of the first process. So I'm going to turn off the grid because sometimes the grids can make things look.
Sometimes I can do something that looks really good in a grid, and then when you take it away, it's sort of like,
Yeah. And control codes. Bye-bye control codes.
So I guess I'm an outcast.
That's
sorry.
Great. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
Let's do a bit more beard at the side.
So what are the benefits of using a grid? You'll have to educate me because I don't use one. Is it so you can get the pixels exactly lined up?
It's just so I know if I'm going to put in control codes for things, I leave space for them.
Oh, right.
That's really it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
I just tend to use it just so I know how much page I've got left to play with. So if I want to put a whole graphic in, I know I can put it in some dead space. Otherwise, I end up just using the insert commands and just shunting everything on every few, a space bar on it across.
Yeah.
I love the outline though. That's really good.
So,
You have to be really disciplined with it, don't you?
Yeah.
Because if the halo, there you go. It's the Nikki halo. That's what we'll call it.
There we go. Oh, that's coming out. I'm so pleased with this one. It's Paradox in chat. Paradox, what do you think?
The man
Paradox
himself.
is giving thumbs up. This is good. I want to come, once I've done the full outline, I want to revisit the left side of the mouth a bit because it's a bit up and I need to put in some contrast here. That's looking good.
Paradox loves it.
Brilliant. That's what I wanted. Let's put in the other side of the jacket there.
I'm just going to open my can of Pepsi, the choice of Max Headroom and Teletext Star.
Catch the wave.
Okay, so we've got...
Max Risk is a freaking liberal.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that there because it doesn't look too good. We're going to leave that. Oh no, I'm going to put that back in just for now until we start filling everything up with the word paradox in various colors.
Right.
And we're going to put in our coloring here.
Grand Theft Auto Teletext style. Was it Summer Risen? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Like the cover of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just fill this in. That will curve that down, curve this down. Fill that in.
Hello to Nathan in the chat. Huge respect for those who can make recognisable faces. I agree with that. He tried it once and remembered that he can't make recognisable face on paper, let alone on teletext as well.
I can't do anything on paper.
No.
Nothing at all. It's totally alien to me. But this is typing. I can type.
I think it's quite contradiction, really, isn't it? That you can do so much more on a more restrictive format. You know, if you've got paper, you've got infinite possibilities and infinite anything really, and you can actually you've got more with the more rules you've got on something like in Teletext. Sometimes that can give you the comfort to actually carry on designing because it levels everybody. Oh, I like what you've done there with the shoulder as well. We've got a proper pixel artist on the show today, Dan.
I'm just going to put a bit more detail there. I think we're ready to start putting in the background. So now what do? I haven't done one of these in there, just right. So we start doing a proper 1 pixel heather around. Remember to breathe.
Paradox is loving this, Nikki.
Excellent. I'm so pleased. And yeah, so we'll do this with the ear. And then we'll start putting in all the control codes for the different colors of text around the halo. It's because that's quite a number of change. I'll just break the halo once there. Okay, so I've totally abandoned the reference image now.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to make things look a little bit.
Mr. Clown thinks it's top notch as well. And ZX Guess is saying how he would probably spend too long on reworking a shoulder with a hold mosaic or something like that.
Well, that's the beauty of the Horsenberger and the Nikki techniques. You don't have to fiddle around too much with the technical stuff. You can just get the portrait done pretty quickly.
Excellent. So that.
But what we need to do is pass them on to you, ZX Guesser, and you can add the hold stuff for us. You can be the official hold person. Yeah, a hold artist.
I think I've used hold graphics, hold mosaics once, and it was in a portrait of the Grandmaster from Thor Ragnarok, and it was to get the blue stripe in his beard.
Okay.
Without having the blank spaces for the blank cells for control codes to get the blue. That was difficult.
Yeah. It is difficult to do held graphics. It can be difficult, or it just takes a bit of time. And then you have to question whether this is a technical puzzle or if you're just trying to capture the portrait, capture the essence of the person.
There we go. That's a bit of.
ZX Guesser says, "Me and my big mouth." It's okay. We'll all forget about that by the end of the stream. ZX Guesser asks, Nikki, did you do the bunny pick in one of the block parties?
Yes. Oh, there was hold in that as well for one of the flowers, I think.
See, that's it. ZX Guesser knows when there is hold and he can remember them all. He has a photographic memory of everything involving held graphics.
Or trains.
There we go. Yeah, that's paradox. That's good. I'm happy. Right. We'll get the halo done on the side and then it's time for the background.
Okay. Everybody's favorite part, the background.
What's it going to be, Dan? A bit of Battenberg? Was it cyan and yellow? Or magenta and yellow? Or some stripes?
I think the most garish combination would be the best call.
Go pop art. Go for a nice cyan one side and magenta the other.
What would Grand Theft Auto do?
Oh, probably steal a car.
Let's do. Okay, so I'm going to have to go and move these codes over to the outline as close as possible. And I think I'm going to go separated mosaics for the background.
Andy Jenkinson would be proud.
Mm.
I think that would look quite good, Nikki.
I'm going to take that in like that so I can move that control code in here instead.
Hello to Peter in the chat. He says some Star Trek screens are needed.
Oh yeah, Star Trek would be great. I think this Horsenberg has already done the definitive Star Trek stuff. So.
Well, Horsenberger has done absolutely everything in the world.
He's amazing. Absolutely incredible. Right. Yeah. So, okay, now I need to switch back.
Oh, yeah. It's a cyan there.
And then here I need to switch
So is it going from white at the edge to cyan at the edge there?
So the control code is solid mosaics.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm switching back to separated here. And we'll see what we can do. So we're going to leave all of that as it is. And then start putting separated here.
GK Max said on the Discord, he's caught me out. He said that I've been saying level 2.5 tonight, and I've been saying cyan instead of cyan.
I have no
now
idea.
He's saying cyan. Now he's saying cyan. So sorry, Nikki. There's this running joke. I never pronounce anything properly. So I do like, was it segregated graphics? Level 2.5 and cyan. Hi, I'm Victor Cyan. Oh yeah, very good.
Let's just do some dithering with background and stripes.
Oh, you're using the button for dithering, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
So
always
you
forget that it exists.
If you press R, it reverses the diver, doesn't it? It moves it the other way around. That's
Oh
it.
right.
Yeah. So if you press R, I think it's R. D. Yeah, is it R? Yeah,
Yes,
it might
it
be.
is R.
Moves
Yeah.
it around. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That will mess with your head because you'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that because yeah, with the S command, you've made the blocks smaller, so then they're not actually touching each other. So that's actually a very interesting effect, and it gives you that depth that you need as well.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the halo, you can it can make it look like it's bleeding into it if you don't do that.
When that grid goes away, I think it's just going to look breathtaking.
Yeah, let's. Oh, I need to do colors here. Let's do the traditional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have I done that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And then same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh. ZX Guesser says that the R would invert whatever bits that are set.
Oh, cool.
So is this the patented Nikki background then?
Yeah, I quite like doing this. I like rainbows. And then we'll give it some space down here. And then,
So does
oops. D.
So does the Paradox have any plans for this portrait? Is it going to be sort of like avatared absolutely everywhere across his socials?
It's going to be on display at the tape prison.
Yes. Like you were, Dan.
And you?
All those years ago, that's how we got to know each other, was through that, didn't it? You didn't even know who I was just some mad random. I said I'll meet you at the Tape Britain and help you with some teletext.
I think I knew about you. I knew about your
It's a Crime Watch
artwork. Crime Watch.
It's funny, they came up in my timeline, like what, and it was like amazing. I couldn't believe how long ago that was.
2015, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's good, right?
Oh, that is lovely.
Oh, I love that bit of horse and border.
Mm-hmm. That's really nice, really nice.
And then I just go and
we probably got some people in the Discord that would animate that as well. You know, like the rainbow background somehow. I don't know how they do it. It's just witchcraft.
It's level 2.5, Carl.
That's 3.25, mate. 3.25.
I'm pleased with that. I think that's good. I might see if I get rid of the heather around the ear.
Keep that little red dot in there just to upset ZX Guesser. No, keep it in. That'll really wind him up.
But I can make the ear a bit thicker now.
I think that
So
looks good.
I've totally abandoned the original image now. I'm just going, yeah, your ear's thicker now, Paradox.
Well, that's all right, I think. Just do it by eye from this point, because you've got the important bits, the
Yeah.
eyes and the nose.
Oh.
And the rest
Paradox
is
says
just-
he's not sure what his plans are with it, but he'll be showing it with pride, definitely.
Yay.
Yeah. And ZX Guesser is fuming. Yeah, leave that pixel in. No, his favourite is when you do a fast text link and you use a traditional blue.
Let's just smooth that out.
Peter Kwan says, I've still got the poster from that Tate show. I don't think I've
Late
got
at
one.
Tate. Yeah, I think it was late at Tate, yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous because I don't even have one.
I think I've got one somewhere. I'll look for it if I've got a copy. I'll send it to you.
That would be good. Yeah, please do.
I have these daft clear outs, and I go, no, I don't need that anymore. And then you do.
I think we're done.
That
Yes.
is brilliant.
Hmm.
You're not tempted to tweak it a little bit anywhere, are you?
I might be.
Do you like to keep coming back to the artwork over the course of a few days to see if you've got something right? Come back to it with fresh eyes.
Yeah. That's too much of a oh, there we go. That's it. Happy.
That's brilliant.
So that just needs to be a little bit thicker.
Now comes the endless tweaking
Mm.
Oh, of course.
for 3 weeks.
It's the tweaking that you didn't do. It's when you post it on Twitter and you go, yeah, that doesn't look
Yeah.
right.
Let's do
Got the
that.
scoreline wrong, and the BBC posted it.
Yes,
BBC
that's-
retweeted it, and after all, the scoreline was incorrect.
yeah. It got
500 retweets.
500 He got about 750,000 impressions in 2 minutes, and I deleted it because I got the scores wrong. That's my last chance at fame. Now look at me.
I know you're alongside Nikki, the famous
Yeah,
Nikki.
exactly. Yeah, promoting for Pepsi as well.
Shilling.
It's not even Saturday.
Let's do a little dither.
ZX Guesser says, if I have an artwork I like, at the end I won't come back to it because I know I'll find a reason to hate it. But the other way around is often true, that ones I'm not sure about slowly grow on me. Yeah, I guess it depends which side of the bed you wake up on.
I can totally sympathize with that. I tend, if I've done something for someone and they like it, I don't look at it anymore
Mhm.
because then I'll
Job
find things about it which I don't like.
Yeah.
And I will just take their approval as, yeah, that's it. And it's good. So I'm just going to tidy up this a little bit more.
I like that.
as
So.
well. I think that's it.
Yeah, looking good. So have you any closing comments about the artwork?
Yeah, don't ask me to draw beards.
I think you've done a very good job of the beard, actually.
It's a fashion beard. Done all right there.
Yeah. Well, perhaps because you got it out of the way early, you were able to enjoy doing the rest of the artwork.
Yeah. Paradox has one of those faces where there's a lot of personality. There's like, you can look at their face and just feel whether you've got it right or not. Whereas I did a drawing of Kate Blanchett as Hella a while ago, and I've never been happy with it because she's got a face which is difficult to define. Whereas with Paradox, he's got very distinctive eyes and smile and beard. And if you nail those, the rest is just getting the outline correct. So I'm really glad that I got his smile here.
Yes. I think that really makes the artwork, actually.
Yeah. If we hadn't have got that pursed smile, it just wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be Paradox. But I think we've got it. Paradox, are you happy? Yay! It's happy. I'm happy. And go on a bookmark it.
That's brilliant.
Don't forget to save it. Yeah, I think that's looking very good. It only took you, what, an hour? It was only an hour?
Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah, hour. So you'll be doing requests now, Nikki. They'll all be
Oh, goodness.
all over your server saying, do me next, do me next.
The one that somebody did ask for one, I can't remember who it was. It was so there's a lovely person on my Discord called Dominoid who used to do some retro streaming. He's been very quiet recently. But he asked for me to do a portrait of his brother-in-law who died, and he wanted him done wearing the crown and monocle from Games Master. And I spent a long time doing it, and he was really pleased with it, over the moon with it. A lovely way to remember his brother-in-law. And I met him at Digitizer last time Digitizer was on, and he had it tattooed on his arm.
Oh, wow.
And it's come out absolutely brilliantly. So my teletext art is now permanently on his arm.
No, that's really impressive. That's really impressive. That's mad, I guess.
Okay, now it's perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that wrong. That nearly that right.
That's brilliant. Really good.
Can we just have one more look at the source photo, please, Nikki? And back again. Yes, I think you've really got that. You've really captured that.
That's nailed.
Yeah, sometimes you can't get it absolutely like photo, absolutely realistic to the photo, but like you've just got to capture their personality.
Yes.
And it's the eyes and that little smile, which for me, that's what says this is Paradox. It's like Paradox could shave off the beard, gain weight, lose weight, but the eyes and the smile are always going to be like that. And that's going to be what says this is Paradox to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I really like that. And the background sets it off too. It's really good. So how do you normally save, Nikki? Do you normally go just for a straight PNG, or do you save in any other teletext format like TTI or EP1? So do you have any?
So I bookmark it.
Oh yes, you bookmark the hash, and then you can do whatever you like on that.
Just go back and export it to I can export it to edit.tf somehow.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Very nice.
Alex Grouper thinks it's amazing. He says it's a case of corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's very rare that I say things so that I'm very pleased with something I've done, but yeah,
I think you should
Paradox. How couldn't I be pleased with Paradox?
Oh.
I'm going to go send it to him on Discord.
Okay.
Definitely.
Would you like to stop the screen share so we don't see all of that? Oh, it's in a different.
Stop.
It's a different
There
window. There we go. I think that's incredibly good for 1 hour. I mean, I couldn't do that in 3 hours. To capture that so quickly in such a quick time, I'm amazed. That's incredible.
Thank you. That's and it really has helped my facial recognition as well. I used to find it when I was a kid at school. Like if my mum had a haircut and came to pick me up, I wouldn't know it was her. It's like the face just did not register.
Yeah.
So breaking it down into those just simple geometric shapes, arcs and triangles and all the shapes, that's just how I do it. But it does mean I can't imagine anything new.
I think it's served you very well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Looking at all the artwork that you've done. Incidentally, guys, if you want to go and watch the Nikki and Bunty streams, right at the beginning is a little gallery of the teletext artworks that Nikki has done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done quite a few now. I don't know if I've done any new since we last chatted. I could have a look, see what I've bookmarked. Let's have a look.
Could we have a look at some of these on your screen?
Yeah, let's just
Sorry, I asked you to take it off and then put it back on again. Messing you about.
He's a troublemaker, isn't he?
Sarah Burgess says, that's excellent, Nikki, and so quick too.
Thank you.
ZX Guesser says, ZZ Top next. With the beard.
Oh, I used to like you. And let's have a look. Let's share. Right. So the latest one I did was Brian Blessed.
Gordon's alive.
Here he is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, Gordon's alive.
Yeah.
How about that then?
We went, excuse me. We went on a boat trip with him. Which sounds ridiculous. Yeah, but what did you do the weekend? I went on a boat trip with Brian Blessed, but we actually did. And he just tells stories from his life and TV and all kinds of stuff. And he's in his 80s now, but he is still absolutely larger than life. So yeah, I came home and did that.
When you went on the boat, did you know that Brian Blessed was going to be there? Or did he just show up? Hello, yes, welcome to the boat.
Welcome to my bloody boat.
Yeah, it was an actual boat trip, an experience to go see him. And it was just one of the best things. I absolutely loved it. What else have I got? I've got Doctor Strange.
Brian Blessed's boat bonanza.
So for all the Marvel fans, we've got Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And where I'll find my...
I love the different in that. That's really nice.
Very defined features on the face as well. That's great.
This was another one which just like took me really... it was really quick. I just could see it in my head. And done. Let me find the Grandmaster and I'll show you where the holds are if I can find it. Oh, this is a classic. I love this one. Mawson Lewis.
Yes, I think that's been seen at many a block party.
Yeah, I love that one.
St. Clement's for me. He used to drink St. Clement's, didn't he? That was his drink. Morse used to, don't know what he used to drink, but he used to like St. Clement's.
Right, so.
Looks a little bit like Stuart Ashton's, actually.
Yeah. This one is I did this one for Paul and Sonia.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, this is the one that probably took me the longest to do.
There's 2 ideas on 1 page, isn't there? That's probably the.
Yeah, it's trying to get
difficult. Yeah.
Trying to get that personality in such a low resolution is find it very difficult.
I actually think the way you've done this, you've minimalized it down to just simple lines. You could have actually added more detail, but it probably wouldn't have helped. I think that the way that you've done it is really effective in just burning something down to its most minimal form, and still having that representation of somebody that you can recognize. You've really pulled that off with this artwork.
I'm really proud of it, especially like Paul's eyes. Even though it's in isolation, I can recognize that as him, which for such a low resolution is really tricky. That's
the less is more sort of thing, isn't it? One of my favourite artists was Felix Veleton from the turn of the 19th century, and he used to do lino carvings, and a lot of his was just like black and white, and it was basically what isn't there can draw as much of an image as what is there. Yeah, and you can see that with Sanya's hair. Yes, it's all very implied. So, and you see on the one I did with the Grandmaster, most of his face is in shadow, but the lines just imply such a lot.
Yes.
And if I show the control codes, you can see the holes. Six Kessa, it's your favorite.
Was that a bit of a challenge, trying to find the right marks in the white on black area, in the shadow area?
Yeah. So what I started doing when I started off doing portraits was I would take my reference image and I would put it through a high contrast filter to kind of see where the lines were between the dark and shadow, and use that as a guide. And now it's just kind of, once I've got the eyes and the shape, it's just kind of instinct now, but it's just come through practice. Let's see if I've done any more before I've got to go. It's nearly past.
Okay.
This one. I'm really proud of this one. This is Retro Princess. And this took me about half an hour. Again, it's like minimalist, like nearly all the detail is implied. But it's just, I can instantly recognize that as her.
Yeah, I think you've done a great job with the checkerboarding on the hair, on the dithering.
Yeah, I remember I started out in this one trying to do like lines like that, and it just didn't work. It was far too harsh because there was areas which were not in shadow but not in light, and you needed to get that indication that there was kind of waves in hair, and that worked pretty well.
That's worked very well.
And then the lips as well, only like doing half the lips, and the bottom lip is totally implied. I think it just works really well. Okay, it's I have to rush off, unfortunately, and get set up for my 9 o'clock stream. But thank you for having me on. Thank you for all the encouragements and good feedback. It's been getting a little bit emotional. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And it's been wonderful chatting to you as well.
Yeah, it's been an absolute delight to have you on and watch you make some teletext art. It's truly a master at work. We're going to have to rename this because we had Teletext Masters #1 with Pixelbit, but this will have to be Teletext Masters #2.
Oh, yes. You're far, far too kind.
It's been really, really nice, and yeah, have a good stream tonight, and
thank you.
And we'll try and catch a few as well. But yeah, we'd love to have you back at some point as well.
I'd love to. Yeah.
No, that's been absolutely brilliant, blew me away, and I'll keep abreast of your pixel thing with Paul as well. And we'll keep an eye on that, see how we get on.
Okay, have a good night. I'll see you
Thank
later.
you.
Thank
Cheers.
you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it, Carl?
Oh, that was mind blowing. That was really good. It was nice to see someone just working away patiently and calmly, you know. And there was an assurance there that she was going to get it all all right. You knew it was all going to be okay. You know, it was just amazing. But again, it's someone else who can sort of like splat a load of pixels at a screen and carve out a perfect likeness of someone.
Yeah, and how it came together so quickly as well, just in less than an hour, something like that. Such an impressive artwork in such a short time. And I think it's a good example of how Teletext enables you to do that and how flexible it actually is, but you can go back and change things. Whereas if you're drawing on a piece of paper, then you might have to start over and over and over again. But there you go. You could see the artwork come together.
Well, was it Jason's just come on? He said it was like watching Bob Ross. It's
Yeah,
very calming.
You know what? I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, it was. Really impressed. It's and I reckon anybody else watching that would get some really good tips as well on how to do. You know, no one's gonna come on and do exactly the same thing as Nikki, but to get some techniques and some tricks to learn something new. I mean that fill command, I've never seen that before. Although Alice is probably going to tell us it's been a feature on there for 200 years.
Yeah, and one thing that I would second in that is the high contrast filter, because that really helps you to get the actual dark parts of the face. So the eyebrows, the eyes, the shadow on the nose, below the mouth and underneath the chin. And I like how with that artwork, I thought the control codes were very well hidden on the chin, underneath the chin, because you can say, oh, it's just a shadow. And then that allows you to define where the chin ends.
Yeah, you can hide all your workings out in the shadows. Select Guesser says, I'm sure I've told you at least 6 times about that, Carl. Well, you have, but I don't know what you're on about half the time without filling business. But he always promised that he'd do a tutorial video on that as well.
Yes, right.
You can do Control and D to fill an edit area with Div 2. So okay, right. Can you open up ZXNet now, Dan, and do a screen share? We'll figure out how to do this.
I certainly can.
Right, here we go. All right, Mr. Guesser. Here we go. Oh, well, I didn't want to ruin the occasion, but you do have a special guest tonight.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Who was that then?
Yeah, live from the landing carpet. It's V-Bert.
Hello, V-Bert. Hello. Good to see you back.
Remember, he's only a voice in my head.
So what's he saying currently?
What are you saying currently? He loved the artwork. He said it was really good. He said since his 50 views on YouTube, he's now an influencer.
Yes. Is he a millionaire now?
So
are you a millionaire now?
Said that he's now going to have. He's really thirsty, and he's got to drink his tasty drink.
Catch the wave.
There you go. He's an influencer now, and he's going to be doing. He's up there with all the big YouTubers now.
ZX Guesser says V-Bert, the pyromaniac.
Well, no. He says that I'm the pyromaniac because he just suggests it to me in my head. So yeah. Does anyone want to ask V-Bert anything?
Now he's famous.
He is famous.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
He's a promoter, Mr. Clown, so he can promote whatever you like. Kentucky Fried Chicken, anything like that. He'll do any of that. He's a social influencer. Whoa! Oh, he's good and all, isn't he? Very good. He makes my arm ache. Them's the big bucks, or the big pounds, as they say in the trade. I think we're nine pence shy of $1 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, anyway, were we supposed to do something with ZX Guesses?
If you get ZX Guesses net up.
His net. There we go. Oh, so what are we doing? I forgot it. Some live teletext.
Oh, was that? Oh, yes. So ZX Guesses, he made a V-Bert emoji, which is really good. Oh, can I support him on Patreon or buy his self-help book? You can if he ever writes one. Does he know digital? Very good.
Digital.
Very good. Oh, yeah.
Digital.
Yeah. Well done, Jason, on finishing your masters.
Oh yeah. So
don't
congratulations.
Don't send him anything on a Saturday though, because V-Bert will be in bits.
Hey. What, the TV show?
Bits.
The TV show bits.
Bits. That's it.
Yeah, it was good to see V-Bert in the YouTube short. Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you, Paradox. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Paradox.
Silliness for V-Bert. Does V-Bert start every video with "Hey guys"?
Hey guys.
Right, hit escape mode, then click and drag an area. You should get a grid.
Okay.
So hit escape, drag an area. You'll get a grid. Yes, next, ZX.
What can I do with this now?
No worries, Paradox. I'll look on the Discord to see your new image. It's really good, mate.
So
thanks for letting Nikki draw it and live as well. That was really good of you.
Yes. Yeah, you were a good sport to agree to appear on the show by proxy. Somebody drew you.
Yes. Right. Okay, right. If you hit escape mode and then drag that area again, Dan.
Yes.
And then if you control an F or control and D, see what happens. Oh. Yeah. What's control and D? Oh, right, I see.
Oh, it fills the area. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think if you I think is it control and Z to go back? Yeah. It might be delete the page actually on his editor. Isn't that right, V-Bert?
So what is he doing with his newfound fame, V-Bert?
He's opening a school on Monday.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's been recently rebuilt after it got burnt down.
Oh dear. V-Bert, you are a little scamp.
If you control an R, it should invert it all, I think. V-Bert didn't say that. ZX Guesser did. Oh, I like that. I was told something special happens if you press Alt and F4.
Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not falling for that, you see.
Oh.
We used to try and fool people with that on the old podcast, and we did get people with it.
Right. Is that what my sons would do if they were sort of like playing somebody on the PC? They'd be saying, "I'll get a special feature by doing that."
Yeah, on Fortnite. Do they play Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens then? What, does Sam Fox come up or something?
Oh, you wish.
Hmm.
I saw that you were posting a few memes this week, and one involved Sam Fox, didn't it?
Yeah, I was really impressed with how that meme never took off. I think it's funny. I understand it. Mr. Clown says that joke was big in 1996. That's probably when the F4 button was invented. Jack Trammell probably invented that just before he sold Commodore or something. I know I'm wrong on many accounts there. Don't look at me like that.
So there it is, a very quick portrait of V-Bert.
Do you like that, V-Bert? What do you mean nobody likes me?
Oh,
Oh,
we like you. We like you, V-Bert.
no. V-Bert's saying that nobody likes me.
All right.
The voice is in my head.
Oh dear. Right. So, yeah,
Very good.
we've learned quite a few things there, I believe, with our little.
Good night, V-Bert.
Yes, thank you. Hold on. Stop the share. Oh, excellent. It's good to see V-Bert back. Right. So it is National Teletext Day today, isn't it, Carl?
It is indeed. It is indeed. So, why is it the 23rd then? Is that because ITV first broadcast Oracle, or is it the BBC doing CFAX? Have we decided who went first?
I think it was the date that CFAX first broadcast in 1972 or 3, something like that.
Yeah.
And then next month, we've got the 10-year anniversary of the death of CFAX. And that's something like the 22nd or the 23rd of October.
Was that in Northern Ireland? That was last shown, I think, wasn't it? That was the last known trace of that.
Yes. Yep. And you can see that on YouTube if you look that up.
Mm-hmm. And then when we got 50 years?
2 or 3 years. It's coming up soon anyway. Hashtag Teletext50. Teletext archaeologist says 1974. So it'll be 2024 when we celebrate 50 years of CFAX and of Teletext too. And we're definitely going to do something. We keep saying it, but we actually are going to do something because we actually have brought this live stream back after months in the wilderness. So it seems that we're pretty pumped again. We're pretty motivated with the Teletext stuff.
Absolutely, no, definitely, and I'm looking forward to maybe having a meet or something as well at some point. That'd be really good. Whether we do Cambridge or Wigan, or I guess Peter would want to walk Snapper down to his local village hall and do something in the West Country.
Yeah, Stroud would be good. We've been talking about that for a while. It's actually a capital of arts, isn't it?
Is it?
A capital of arts. Sarah asks, what does V-Bert feel about being thrown across the room?
I'll ask him. He doesn't have much to say about that at the moment.
Oh, excellent.
That's it. Yeah, he believes he can fly.
I believe. Oh, we can't sing that now. We're not supposed to sing that.
No.
Copyright.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought it was like
for other reasons.
He's down with the Gary Glitter as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Other reasons.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to?
ZX Guesser says it's the 30th anniversary of Digitizer in January. I think Mr. Rose is planning something for that. I think he's looking at doing a 2-day event. I'm not so sure, but that was mooted on Teletext on Twitter, the other one. So yeah, that'd be really good. I'd really want to go along to that. Some sort of like getting to know a few more people on social media and all that to say hello to, and that'll be quite nice if we could get down there.
Yes, maybe we could merge it with our Teletext group block party thingy. That would be fun.
We would be a tiny annex, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We'd have to get David involved on that.
Chunky Fringe hijacking the whole thing.
Yeah, we would do that instead. I really look forward to that. Even if we sort of like just met in the car park or something before we went in, that'd be all right. I'll be well happy with that.
Maybe we could do something and I could stream from it. We'll do a live Teletext Sofa Club but it will be a Teletext Sofa Club on the road. The Teletext Sofa Club Roadshow coming to a town near you.
Well, we could ask Paul and perhaps have it in the lobby on the way to his event. We could just sit on a sofa and then just see who wants to come in and say hello,
Yes.
and just broadcast to the other 10 people watching it. So, yeah.
Superb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah says, what does V-Bert think of mustard coats?
Mustard
coats.
Mustard coat. Well, I'll ask him.
Oh, what's he going to say?
Come here, V-Bert. Come here. I'm sorry. No, I won't do it again. I promise. Sarah wants to ask you a question. What do you think of mustard coats? He said, mustard coats are great. He said, it's not the mustard coat that you wear, it's the mustard coat that you leave on the plate that makes the money.
Ah, is that not custard moats?
I don't know. I think it was a Coleman saying or something, apparently. The man
Coleman.
in charge of Coleman's made his money on the mustard that you didn't eat. It was the mustard you left on the plate that made him the money.
How come?
Because you used it up. You wouldn't put it back in the...
yes.
In the tube,
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Because it's hard to actually squeeze out the correct amount that you want, isn't it? It's a shame.
So I'm sorry for the disappointing answer there, Sarah.
So we have confirmation that Chinky Fringe is indeed happening with Digitizer Live next year. Oh, you've done it again. You promised you wouldn't. You promised you wouldn't.
Well, he's getting too big for his boots with his 50 views. He's got more views on his videos than I have on mine, for God's sake.
I mean, people are tuning out right now because he's gone. They tuned in to see him, and yet he's been thrown across the room. He's been discarded like a little hand puppet.
Mr. Clown says, what does V-Bert think of Colonel Mustard? Is he the murderer? How did he do it? He did it with the iron bar before anyone else got here. So it's a murderer. All right, yes, please respell that. So it looks like we're probably doing something. Stroud has a retro computing centre now as well, Peter says.
Do they have good hotels in Stroud?
I would have thought so. It's quite civilized there. Stroud sounds very, very civilized.
Yeah. Well, Peter lives there. It must be.
Although he's got the butts there as well, isn't he? Lets his dog sniff the butts.
David says, at least V-Bert reads all the comments. Should we catch up with the Discord comments?
Yes, let's go. All right then, David. Right. Golden Bennett. Look, it's hard to do. This is the height of technology. Colonel Mustard in the school with one gallon petrol can. Not entirely true, ZX. It's probably going to be 5 litres because we're metric now. So let's see. Crikey. Yes.
Ask Siri.
At least there is time to prepare for the V-Bert insurgency before they notice. Lovely. Very, very good. Okay, well, we'll have more V-Bert questions at some point. That's not.
Yeah, the V-Bert Q&A.
But this is. I feel like I really feel my age when I'm trying to use a mobile phone now. I'm holding it like my great grandfather would these days. I think I'm just getting old. Live. There you go.
I've always done that.
Does V-Bert have an arch enemy named T-Rebv? So that's V-Bert backwards.
Oh yes, T-Rebv.
T-Rebv. He could have one, couldn't he? What sort of puppet would he be, or she be, or it be? What's she? T-Rebv.
It's an inverted teletext.
T-Rebv. Yeah.
In fact, hold on a minute. We could look.
I could just turn him inside out.
Yeah. Hold on.
He's back again.
We could use this function here.
Oh yeah, do the
see what he would look
reverse. Reverse, crisscross. Everybody clap your hands.
what is it again? Control and
yeah, so it's Control and then R.
ah no!
Oh wow!
No, it's Trev. It's Trev. There he is.
Oh, we don't like that. He's running away. He don't like seeing the same puppet, but with a pointy beard. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I can work on that.
No beards. They're too hard to make in teletext.
No, I'll do a pointy beard just for Mr. ZX. I've got some tape here. That is pure evil.
What are you doing with the tape? You're not taping up V-Bert, are you? Oh no! What is he doing?
I've managed to pick the oddest scissors going in my office. You might be ringing casualty for me in a minute. I can't use scissors.
Les the Clown says, "The face of pure evil. It's the face of pure evil. Brian Blessed." This is like Blue Peter now. He's pasting together the evil version of V-Bert.
Ready?
Yes.
Hello, you must be V-Bert's evil nemesis. Oh, even when he's in my head, he's got an evil voice. What's that you want? You want evil-looking eyebrows as well? You just wait there.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm surprised you haven't lost any viewers yet.
Oh, this is what people tune in for, the Blue Peter section.
Give the people what they want.
Yes. ZX Guesser says, "Does anybody get the feeling this stream went off the rails when Nikki left? Turns out she's the Turns out she's the sensible one. Yeah, we've just been talking over her this whole time. She's still here." Ah, yes.
Okay. Ready?
Here we go. The big reveal. Oh!
I've got issues. I've got issues, I've. Someone told you that.
Oh. Oh dear. David says it's V-Beard.
V-Beard.
Trev of the V-Beard. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that's brilliant, Carl.
Thank you. And thank you, V-Bert.
Oh, it's making me die. Oh dear, that's tickled me too much. Evil V-Beard. Ah!
NTSC. Yes.
Escape from the NTSC.
The future of teletext will be NTSC.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Hey Siri, who is V-Bert?
Here's what I found.
Oh, The Birds. The Birds were an American rock band formed in 1984.
Very good.
Who is V-Bert?
Here's some information.
Jean-Pierre V-Bert, a French gardener, 1777 to 1866.
Oh, I can do a Frenchman.
A French Rosarian, yes. Oh, that's good.
Hold on, I'll do.
Les the Clown says that's nightmare fuel.
Yes. He just made me so angry.
David says he sounds a bit like constipated Greg Wallace. A shout out to Greg Wallace. Well, Sarah did want you to do some more Greg Wallace. So
That's why we're here.
apparently
Yes.
it's National Teletext Day.
Well, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
I'm told.
Yeah.
A voice in my ear is saying it's National Teletext
So-
Day.
National Teletext Day, did that actually come around from any sort of national thing, or was it an organic thing that we've done ourselves or not? Is
There
it?
used to be a National Teletext month held in September, and there might have been Teletext days back in the day. I don't know if Russty Russ is watching right now. He might be able to confirm that for us.
Yeah, it's just that it just seemed to be sort of like a phenomena, and it would be quite strange if it was something that's just community set up, and then all of a sudden you've got like Jim selling jumpers and going, "Oh, I better promote on the back of this National Day." But yeah, you don't really see it like on the radio or anything like that. You know, so like you have National Cheese Day and things like that, don't you?
Yeah, we need to get it more recognized, don't we? Well, Russty Russ, who's sort of the founder of this, has done a very good.
He says, "Sorry, I'm back."
Who's that, V-Bert?
No, Russty.
Ah, Russty. Hello, Russty. Welcome. So can you tell us a little bit about the launch of, or the comeback of National Teletext Day? Was that something that used to exist and you brought it back, or is it a development of the old Teletext month? ZX Guesser says, I believe Russty stole the idea from engineering announcements. Don't we all?
The best announcements to steal from. Yeah.
Stolen idea. Russty says, from what I remember, 5 years ago, it was off the back of National Teletext Month, yes, which was a campaign in 1983. And he says ZX Guesser has to push up. No, we're going to credit you, Russty Russ. Yeah. And thank you for tuning in tonight. It's great to have you here, the founder of the reinvented National Teletext Day.
It's been quite a star-studded evening, really, isn't it? We've had some really good quality art, and we've had the founder of National Teletext Day.
Yes, he's
really good.
Here to celebrate with us all. And actually, we have some artwork that people have been making to celebrate this momentous day. Here's something by Wim, your friend and mine, Teletext extraordinaire. He's very, very good at lettering, is a thing I say every show. And there it is.
It never changes. He still is very good at it. It's very nice.
Oh, well, he gets better. He just gets better. Look at the dithering in the background there, the gradienting. Look at that. I love that.
Yep, the white and cyan.
Oh, yeah. That's an excellent technique. I like that, where you have a little flash at the bottom of the lettering there. Russty says, basically, to tie in with the birthday of CFAX, thought there could be a National Teletext Day aided by that IBA engineering announcements slide. I think it being on a Saturday helped blow it up to something big. As with each year that goes by, lots of people are posting their memories, pics, and lovely artwork. Yeah, there was that one year, wasn't there, where we were actually doing a block party or something, and it really took off. It was trending on Twitter. I remember that.
In fact, it came up when you put a hashtag in. It did sort of auto-complete this year as well. So there was enough people doing it, and like I say, there's Jim, the sweater man, must have picked up on it.
Jim will paint it.
Yeah.
He's the great artist. I've been following him for years. He does Microsoft Paint style artworks, and it's amazing. I wish I could draw a 10th as good, a 15th, a millionth as good as he does.
I wish I could draw a really big door, but I can't.
So, Russty, how are you handling the fame since National Teletext Day took off? Are you up there with V-Bert on the screen promoting Pepsi now? On the big screen in Times Square. Catch the wave.
Catch the wave, indeed. Yeah.
He said, Russty says, I can't believe those jumpers sold out. So what's happened is,
I think you should get a jumper for nothing for creating the whole thing in the first place.
Jumpers for nothing, get your pixels for free.
Pixels ain't working. I'll tell you what's not working, Dan. That the Retrotext footy account, he does some really good teletext, but I just can't get over the colour blue that he uses. It sort of, I'm sort of tempted to sort of like say that's just completely illegal teletext, because that blue that he uses is it just don't seem. There you go. Go on then, quiz me do then on that ZX. So that blue doesn't look right, does it? And the fonts don't look right. Is it? What does he use there, Dan? Do you know?
It's level 2.5. I think he's actually cut out the artworks. Actually, some of these, all three of these might be my artworks. He's cut out the pixels and pasted them onto a background. And he actually sells mugs and things like that. I've got one of them here, actually. Let's have a look. It's Teletext Show and Tell. Yes. And here it is, a Teletext mug from Retrotext UK. I've not been sponsored to do this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing this of my own volition. Here we go. There he is, the legend, Ben Watson. And on the other side here, we've got the FA Cup final. Oh, sorry, my webcam isn't that great quality, but you've got all the players there that took part in the 2013 FA Cup final. Did I say World Cup? The same thing, same thing. I also have this, the Odd Text mug. There we go. Excellent. Oh, one more. Oh, we have to promote Horsenberger. There it is. Can you guess the game?
Oh, Ghosts and Goblins.
Yes. Brilliant that. I'm never going to
Ghouls and Ghosts. Could be Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
I'm never going to drink from that. It's going to remain on my shelf here with the other Teletext mugs in my collection. Superb.
Did you lose me there for a moment, Dan?
Yes.
Yes.
But you're back now.
I'm back now. So
and that's the most important thing, yeah.
Oh.
So we have some questions for V-Bert. Russty says, V-Bert is more popular than me, but does V-Bert prefer 40 the dog or Reg the octopus?
Oh, let me ask him.
Is it the evil V-Bert saying this or what?
Evil V-Bert today.
Ah.
Oh, I'm so angry. Oh. He said, what are the options again?
Orange, brown, 2.0, and purple. No, 40 the dog, or Reg the octopus. Sorry, my pen fell on the floor.
He likes the octopus more because octopi are more difficult to draw, therefore create animosity and hatred. Says 40 the dog is too nice.
I think they're both nice. I don't think it's very hard to pick. It's interesting that evil V-Bert could choose.
Basically, he will pick whatever's the most awkward.
I love that you've just used gaffer tape there. Or insulation tape or whatever it is.
What? No. I haven't done anything, mate. This is how he is.
He's transformed into the evil form.
Yeah, evil Bert.
Russty says fair enough.
Fair enough. Didn't expect that answer. Sorry, Russ.
Did you know
that you always come out with popular answers?
Yeah. Well, he's just pandering to his sponsors, isn't he? Oh, well. How about Barney's Bunch from Oracle? V-Bert. Evil V-Bert.
He said he could have them all with one punch.
I don't doubt it. He's frightening. Frightening. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So.
Right.
We have to show this as well because this is another wonderful
I
artwork.
thought that was a Nationwide logo for a second there. So like Nationwide Building Society.
Oh yeah, I've just noticed. It looks exactly like it, doesn't it? No, we've got the palm tree on the left there. Has to be there. CFAX Holidays.
Does T-Rebv? I wish we could rename the evil V-Bert something else because I can't say it, but does he drink Coca-Cola? He says he drinks methylated spirits.
Does he smoke them as well?
What, methylated spirits?
Yeah.
I've only just noticed that it isn't. Excellent. Right. Yeah, I can make him look astonished as well. Ooh.
Oh, no. You're scaring the kids, Carl. We can't continue doing this.
You're probably very right. Purple flavour. Yeah, that's a nice.
Purple flavour.
I drank methylated spirits when I was a child once. My dad was cleaning the a Mutzer head of the tape drives, you know, like when they were a really big cassette thing. He had a big Sony cassette deck. It was really big, and he was cleaning the heads, and he used to put, rather helpfully, methylated spirits in a glass and clean the heads. And I mean like that. Oh, it tasted awful. But you know, well, why as a parent would you leave methylated spirits out in a drinks glass? Because it looks really nice.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're still alive, Carl, to tell the tale.
It's probably where I'll get my intellects from now. But yeah, does V-Bert know Q-Bert? We'll have to ask him. He said he does, and but when he jumps off a block and gets things wrong, he doesn't say he says the real word. He says all the rude words, don't you? Yeah, he does. He says all the rude words when he falls off. Luckily, it never did you any harm? Question mark with the methylated spirits. Yeah. I don't think my dad even told me off. He didn't. He go, that will learn you, bloody child.
Yeah, he was just preparing you for drinking beer in the future.
Yeah, very true.
Because if you drink that, then you'll drink anything, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So thank you for joining us, Rusty. How would you say that National Teletext Day has been going today? Has it been fairly popular? Have a lot of people been participating in the event, would you say? In fact, you know what? Let's have a quick look on Twitter, shall we? Goodbye, evil V-Bert, for a bit. He's taking over the show. I don't like that.
No. Well,
he's frightening.
Nice. Simply Sarah's lovely artwork there. We're not checking the Discord, are we? I'm going to get told off again.
Oh, well, we've not had any more comments.
He's dropped off, has he? After his we're not being mentioned. Oh, V-Beard, David W said. Hello to our new evil robot overlord, who sounds a little bit like a constipated Greg Wallace, which is what you said. Yeah, we need a French robot. That'd be Hee-Haw the robot. Hee-Haw, Hee-Haw.
Oh, come on. All the national stereotypes coming out tonight.
Always made me laugh what Jonathan Ross said once when he had the show on Radio 2 on a Saturday morning. He said he always loved the old films when they were in the United Nations and they wore hats of their nations, like in these old ones. So like the French would have a beret on and you'd have like the fez wearers from Morocco and all that. It was quite funny.
Mexican sombreros.
Yes, that's it. The Mexican delegation are really annoyed, and then the Australians with their cool hats.
What would we wear? British people would wear bowler hats.
Bowler hats.
Yeah.
Bowler hats, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, Russ says, absolutely, yes. It brings out the best in memories, etc. And I'm famous. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's funny you've not been approached to appear on TV and radio shows there, Rusty. You should be. I think you should be. You know what? Should I repost on the Teletext R podcast our interview with you, Rusty, as a little Teletext week treat? Because it's been buried a little bit, I think. It should be its own little episode.
Yeah, do a nice little feature.
Yeah, I could put out another edit of that, perhaps. Well, Rusty says this cat has a fairly long tail.
It does. It's got a long tail to tell.
It's got freckles as well.
Thoughts of Mao Zedong. Meow Zedong.
Meow Zedong, yeah. Meow, yeah. I like that.
It was written by a cat. Thoughts of Meow Zedong.
Mhm.
How to shit in next door's garden.
What, by Meow Zedong?
Yeah.
How do you communicate with a fish?
You drop it a line.
Drop
there.
it a line, yes. Happy National Teletext Day.
No, go back. I think there's a better one in there.
Oh.
How do you communicate with fish? You press reveal.
Yes.
You press reveal, real.
Oh, yeah.
Real veal. Like the fishing line with the exclamation marks. It's very good. And that's from Sarah Louise Nadine in Banbury. Shall we find her on Facebook?
Oh, maybe.
Sarah Louise Nadine.
Tweet at her and say her artwork is famous again.
You know, say her jokes are hilarious.
Oh, look, CFX Holidays is here. Oh, excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see that
Oh,
appear.
it's cropped.
Yeah, well, actually, do you know where that image comes from? It's a particular news article where they were talking about Teletext Holidays. But because the image said CFX Holidays, they had to crop the bit that said CFX.
Brilliant. You got to love lazy people looking for screenshots and.
Well, the whole CFX Holidays image is built for something like that. I'm waiting for it to be shown on the BBC website. That would come full circle. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'd like to do a zine, a little paper zine, you know, like a photocopied aesthetic thing, where we have clippings of all the different mentions that that image has had in the last 5 years or so. And then write a little.
You haven't mentioned that before. That'd be a good idea. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
We could write some articles for it and say the rise of CFX Holidays. Yes,
the further adventures of.
Yeah. It's back in
look,
teletext form.
Top of the pops. Oh, that's a nice one there, Russ. Well spotted.
So what's this? Has somebody got? Yes, he has a CFX T-shirt. That's brilliant.
Very nice.
Excellent. I wonder where he got that from.
Now that's a nice way of doing your book, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
Unified system on the air, CFX and Oracle. What book's that taken out of? Does it say?
I'm not sure. Somebody out there in the chat might know.
So it's got to be like 1976. So it's probably 1975 or 76 if they're talking about unifying the standards.
The experiment started on the 23rd of September. So what was that?
Oh, that will be
73 then.
So that will be the 1974.
Something like that, yeah. So one from the past there. Oh, here we go. We've got the markers again. Excellent.
Very nice.
Are they in teletext colors? Not quite, because we have purple rather than magenta. There you go. But they're close enough. Close enough. Do you think they still work, by the way, those felt tips?
No, they're probably solid as a rock, mate.
Oh, yes. Do you remember when Debbie's Diary returned for 1 week for National Teletext Day? Oh, no, it wasn't for Teletext Day. But the original writer came back and Russty hosted it. Oh, and also Jason. That screenshot was from 74, says Jason.
All right.
Oh, and that's us. That's us.
Down for a Zoom meeting.
Yes. Yeah, Dan Ferriman's Zoom meeting.
That's quite a catchy title.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, hello. That's is that Violet Berlin? No.
Is it? Oh, what's her name? Is it Paula
Oh.
Yates?
Yes, Paulie Yates.
Rusty says the Debbie's Diary thing is all on Jace's website. And also, Peter Kwan says the CFX Holidays image was on the BBC, the One Show. Yes. I'm glad you made sure that they included that. There, Peter. The Simpsons again. Oh, there's Bully. The Teletext TV. Yes, this picture crops up quite a lot on Twitter. People say, oh, look at that. Do you remember Teletext? The Teletext TV. Back when it was high tech and new.
Yeah, with the printer on it. That's
Has-
the printer on.
Is this the one with the printer? I don't think it is
Yeah.
it? Yes,
Look-
it
look
is.
at
Yes,
Bully's
it
chin.
is.
Yeah, look
Wow.
at Bully's chin. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I want one of those. How good would one of those be now if it were working? We could we attach the V-Bit Pi to it and get screenshots of that?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
make would make good cutouts for again a zine of some sort.
I'll tell you what I've got here at the moment. I've got a Game Boy printer. And I wondered if that could be engineered to print out teletext as well.
Well,
Because I think-
anything could be, I think, with a bit
Yeah.
of ingenuity.
That'd be quite good. I'll see if that'd be a little project that maybe Gesser could help with, because I could get the paper, because I think it's the same printer roll that we use for printers in fire alarm panels. I think it's the same size. So we could get that and put that in there. Yeah, but I think you have to make some sort of interface up with the with the well, it's a proprietary Nintendo connection, but I'm sure it just works with like 2 data lines and 5 volts and 0 volts.
I think you could modify it.
Mr. Gesser would tell me in a moment.
Raquel's done it, says ZX Gesser. As in
Raquel's
she's
done it. Simpsons
did it. Simpsons did it.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, she did, didn't she? A long time ago. And she's done it a few times. Yeah. No, I need to do that. I wish I could fiddle around with these technical things these days. CFX is temporarily off the air. Yes. So Rusty says, I'm pretty sure that the Teletext printer TV is at the Cambridge Computer Museum. Well, yes, we saw it, didn't we, at one of the block parties, but it wasn't working at the time.
I think they do have an army of people that fix them now. They're always looking for CRT tellies, always looking for them.
Yeah, CRT tellies are excellent. I wish I could have a collection of them. I used to have a few, but I used to keep them at Wigan Steam. But they moved premises and I had to bin them, sadly. Do you remember the Teletext TVs at Block Party in 2017?
Yeah, you had a Teletext
18?
wall. Yeah, you had the. I remember the late at Tate. You had an installation there with 9 monitors, and then, you did. I remember the one where we had the photographer come down and took a picture of us all.
Yeah, well,
That
I still have that picture somewhere on my iPad.
Oh, that's nice. So,
I mean, I would get it up right now, but it would
we've
take a
got
while.
too much to go through at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got the whole of this to do.
Palm Tree
Klaxon.
Horsenberger drew so many palm trees. Raquel did the V-Bit and printing TV thing about 8 years ago, says Peter Kwan.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've only just had the idea now.
Well, I should mention that we're actually past 10 years of the International Teletext Art Festival now. But I guess we've got something coming up a little bit later on that will show its successor, I guess. The mask. Somebody stop me. What was the other thing that he used to say? Smoking. Well, so somebody should stop him from smoking because it's bad for his health.
Natalie 7.
Is that like Blake 7?
Yeah.
Or Saturn 5? Saturn 5. Da, 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 da.
Agreed.
Anyway.
Hands up, baby, hands up. Oh, I like that actually. The cactus. Nice bit of a definition there. There's a horse. You can draw a horse on teletext.
Yeah, and such low resolution too.
It's Clifford the big red dog.
It does look a bit like him, doesn't it? Actually, I have some news. We have higher resolution versions of Hands Up these days. Ian Irving has kindly granted those to us. And one day, we might actually do a live watch along.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Got watch along ideas coming out of our noses, haven't we? Channel 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what the most popular tweets are for National Teletext Day.
Top. Not many.
If it works.
That's the truth.
Oh yeah, I've scrolled down to the bottom, that's why. Oh, that's just something that Russ has posted. Is it that one? That's had 12 retweets of POB.
Oh wow. That's
Competition.
Michael Gove, isn't it?
Do you think that's digitized?
Yes.
That's still very good.
It's that wrong color blue again.
Yeah, the incorrect blue.
The incorrect blue.
Rusty says, hands up, who wants to watch a watch along of Hands Up? That's a mouthful.
He started a sentence with the same phrase that he's finished a sentence with.
Yeah, that's clever, isn't it?
It's National Teletext Day.
It's National Teletext Day.
Got any of my ridiculous memes on there then about Teletext Day?
I didn't see them. They didn't appear.
No, they didn't get really a lot of. I thought they were hilarious. I thought they were really, really funny.
They had the illustrious leader Kim Jong-il, didn't they? Kim Jong-un.
That's it. Oh, John.
Accessing CFAX.
Yeah.
Rusty says the best pick was from years ago with the CFAX bedspread, which can you still buy it? I believe you can. I remember being cheesed off when I saw that because that person clearly doesn't have the rights to produce that. And at the time, I'd just been through these complicated negotiations to potentially use Bambaboozler in something. We never did it. It was a collaboration with somebody, and we got verbal permission to use Bambaboozler in something commercial, a fun thing. But it took ages to get that. And then this person was just posting CFAX stuff.
I'm just going to make a do-day cover.
I'm just going to sell CFAX stuff here online. And that cheesed me off. But it's
my license fee. It belongs to me.
It's a good artwork. Yeah, Teletext archaeologist says that's riffing on the Nationwide logo. Of course. Of course. Well, I was actually, Jason, going through some of our old live streams, and I was watching one where you appeared. And it was the first time you appeared, actually. And we talked a little about when you were in the band, and we should do a Teletext band when we're at the block party. Yeah, what else? That was a fun show. I enjoyed that. And then from that spawned Jason's YouTube show, where he shows off some teletext services from years past. I'd love to see another episode of that, Jason. I don't know what it's called. I've forgotten. Yeah, hashtag National Teletext Day. Well, Carl.
Yes.
Do you think it's time for us to look at some art? We'll
We'll
try and be brief with this. I know we always overrun and get carried away when we look at artwork, but we've got a couple of things to catch up with here.
Well, we'll be nice and quick because Mrs. V-Bert's waiting for me downstairs. So.
Oh, is she? When do you have to leave?
That's a bit rude. Huh?
When do you have to leave?
Oh well, I think I can stay for about another 15 or so.
Okay.
If that's all right.
That's okay.
Excellent. But
okay. Well, we'll quickly go through these things in the next.
I've seen that before.
15.
Well,
yeah.
That was the banana tuxedo man. We were talking about that before, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. The artworks appeared live on Sat1 Teletext page 484. And there was a
Yes.
workshop. This is a workshop, actually.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
An in-person workshop at the 1E9 Tech Festival. And we're going to have a quick look at some of the artwork that people produced for that. This is by Sylvie and Betty Mew Art. Look at that, very, very colourful. I like the art.
They've gone with control codes down the edge and then done mouse drawer, haven't they? So that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how we've got the fast text or the top text links down here. Flash, Marketsplatz and service. Yeah.
In green and yellow.
Do you think they used the mouse to draw this? It looks a little bit
Yes.
like they might.
Yeah,
have.
it's
Yeah.
mouse drawer all over, isn't it?
The program used to make this is Tius. Now, this is a lesser known piece of software, but is it commercial? I believe it might be commercial software.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say, is it free or stolen?
well, it's commercial, but it was used legally with this, I believe. Well, I hope it was.
It looks very similar to what we used to use. Oh, what is it?
T-Rebv. Yeah, T-Rebv. So we have some. Are they balloons, or it could be one balloon?
I think it's a balloon and a rose, isn't
a
it?
rose, yeah. I like
By
that.
Susie.
Very simplistic. And
Yeah.
the best bit is this pixel over here.
I call that the ZX Guesser pixel.
Yeah.
He'll like that.
I've just noticed actually this little potted plant over here and a mini palm
Like a
tree.
palm tree.
Yeah. Yeah. I should mention Tele NFT
Yes.
or Max Horrick, who you can see him in the Teletext Discord. He's
brilliant.
the mastermind behind this. And Leben Lachen, which I guess is live,
Life and laugh.
love, life, love like laugh. Something like that. I'm not German.
Peter'll be
So,
straight up. Peter's going to come here and
yeah,
tell us what
Sarah
that
and
means.
Peter tell us
Yes.
what it says
Yeah.
That's
Leben, lachen.
by Denise. Yeah. Excellent piece of lettering there. And a dinosaur. Yes.
Like
I
that.
enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
It's what's for dinner because, as you can see there, there's a guy, he's just about to eat the dinosaur.
Mhm.
I enjoyed
Got
this one as well.
Blue hat on. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. That's like a bubble character, doesn't it? But a Father Christmas style bubble character.
Yes. I wondered what that was. Could it be his beard or his tongue?
That's got to be a beard, I think, isn't it? That's really
Yeah.
not. Joe, that Nikki would be quite impressed with that. Actually, I think that would. That's a really good use of pixel art there. That'd be quite easy to animate as well. It's not too much nuance there, is there?
Ian Irving would like that. What are we
What
made
are
of?
we made of?
Lenny
Oh,
030.
that's DNA, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
That's a strand of DNA down there. I'll tell you, these people got to be very proud that they've managed to draw a strand of DNA and someone else recognise it.
Yeah. I recognized it. Yeah, very good. DNA strand. And finally, for this, Robody Cars. Zu Haus mit der Family alt werden, wo MSC gerade ist. www.robody.car.
Gerardo, does that go on? Ahead? Is ahead? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
See Gerardo.
Okay, so that's all the artwork.
Oh, okay, that's really good.
But there's one more thing that's
There's one
happened,
more thing.
and
Bumbo.
Ars Electronica has featured some teletext art. Have you seen this? Did you see about this?
No, come and show me because I might have seen it.
It finished
Oh, wow.
yesterday, actually, on Ardtext. Sadly, it's no longer on there. It might still be on off, actually. But I have a selection of the artworks here that have been posted up to Twitter, courtesy Messi Ramo, your friend and mine. Teletext ist Kunst. And
So all of us.
lots and lots of artwork here, and lots of artists because we've got 2 pages of them. Look at
Oh,
this
well,
very.
there's no one from the UK though. Is there anyone from the UK in that list?
Not with this, no.
Oh.
Mostly German, but from different countries, and these are all potential future superstars of teletext art. Yeah.
Why,
So
why
let's have
isn't
a
your name down there? You should have Dan Faramon GB.
Well, maybe.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's like a Marilyn Monroe, isn't it?
He did 8 versions of this. This is Bloom's, and he did 8 Marilyn's, 8 different pages, which were fantastic. And this is all done in, are these big 6L blocks? Or is it a bit more
complicated? They got to be double
complicated?
height 6Ls, isn't they?
Yeah, they could be, couldn't they? That looks like double heights a bit, maybe.
That's brilliant.
Water is a human right. So we don't have the, unfortunately, we don't have the names of these people, unless I can remember who did these. So we'll just flick through them, and oh, that's nice. That's a generator, isn't it? That's a digitizer piece.
Yeah, that is. That's very nice.
You can tell with these very quick changes of color up here. But what is it? Is it a shot from somebody's car, and that's the sky, and that's the. It could be on a boat, and this is the water, or it could be grass.
I think whenever I've worked with digitized flames, I normally get that effect with the red and the white and the yellow.
Yeah, it's just picking the closest color, isn't it? Oh, right, I remember this now.
Cityscape line there.
Yeah, I remember this now. This is from
September 11th, isn't it?
A collection of significant moments in the history of teletext, which I believe is a take on something that Oddtext did. I believe it was Oddtext, someone like that, did a television commercial with all, I believe Obama was pixelated as well, but they were all moments, news moments from the lifetime of teletext, which is a good idea, I think.
Yeah, that's the Twin Towers, that, isn't it?
Yep. Well, Banksy, some Banksy there going on. Oh, look at this, foreground black. Excellent.
Oh, right, yes, so it's European standard, isn't it? Because you can use black lettering on white background.
Hold on.
We can only use dark blue.
Yep.
Bloody Brexit.
Oh, yes, this was by No, it wasn't. This is, I believe this is Juha van Ingen. Either Juha van Ingen or Jarkko Resinen. And it's a collection of just plain, just exhibiting the art, the default CFX colors, teletext colors. What am I saying? Spit it out, man. It's just exhibiting plain fields of the teletext colors in the purest form. So I believe it's a celebration of those colors. So the very specific green and the very specific magenta that you get with teletext. And that made me think it would differ between people's televisions because they might have different contrasts.
So on my PC, that looks quite sort of like washed out. I'm looking at it on my phone for the live feed, and that's just jumping out. And that's the interesting effect you get with the like a pseudo stereoscopic effect with the red on certain colors. It looks 3D on a mobile because it's showing the colors as it's what it's meant to. But yeah, well, on my PC, obviously, it's optimized for whatever settings that I've got on it, and it's not as bright and as vibrant as it is on my phone.
That's it, and it's just a celebration of that vibrancy of color, and I think that's a cool idea. I really do. And another thing is, if you loaded this up on your TV and switched the light off, it would light up the room in red.
Yeah.
And also, another thing you can do with this is put mix on. And see what happens. You could see around the edge, the TV. I don't know. Yeah. Just thinking of things. Oh, a little emoji type thing there. Simple emoji.
I see.
Oh, I loved these ones. They were little narratives with illustration. These are brilliant. Do you want to voice this?
I was walking through the forest and I saw a monster, but then I realized that it was just a cog in a machine, and I knew that we're all just cogs in a machine.
Yeah. So they're all like that. They're brilliant.
But is that from somewhere? That's quite profound, isn't it?
I'm not sure. They might have written that themselves. Interesting thing about this. This is available in the metaverse.
All right.
So this guy, this
cannot be contacted.
Well, as we've seen, Teletext is the real metaverse, and there you go. It brought them all together. That's pretty good. How they've managed to represent that. I wouldn't have thought you could do that.
No.
But somehow they've managed to.
I'd like to have seen their workings out on that, because that is. But if I did that, I would just stop doing art completely after that, because I couldn't do it any better. That reminds me of Earthbound for the Nintendo.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Earthbound. Yeah, one of them little characters.
It is a little bit. Freud. That's cool with the.
That's a Raquel. That's a Raquel
style.
One, isn't it?
No, this is Quasimodo.
Mm-hmm.
Quasimodo did this, and it's an excellent decoration that you might see on somebody's wall. See, look, the wallpaper is here.
Yeah, yeah.
You can retweet it, like it, and comment. That's excellent. One of my favorites.
Oh,
it's a helicopter, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was a cowboy riding into the sunset.
Yes, oh yes, it could be. That's right. Yeah, I think you're right, Carlos.
Yeah, I think it is. It looks like a. Yeah, I don't know. You saw a helicopter. I can see when you see a battleship.
Yeah, well, this could be a fan up here. Yeah, I think it is cowboy, because you can see his hat up here. Yeah, superb. And just a few more. Aha, a pixel blip influenced type thing.
Yes.
What's this saying here? It's talking about finances. It's as if the Teletext stocks page has glitched a little bit. Oh, Alex says that was Lucky Luke.
Lucky Luke.
Where are we? That one.
All right, yeah.
Not that one.
No, yeah, the one with the which ZX says that
I've messed it up.
They may be using foreground black in that. Oh, that there was. Everyone loses the war. Yes.
Yeah, game of war. No one wins. Everyone loses.
How about a game of noughts and crosses, Professor Falcon?
These are all either crosses, aren't they? Crucifixes or coffins.
More crypto bollocks, says Mr. Guesser. What's more crypto bollocks? I don't know what that means.
You know, cryptocurrency.
Oh yes.
Noughts and crosses.
Not to play. Oh, well, that is from War Games, isn't it? That's the Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. Yes.
One.
And we know who made this because he has signed it. It's Tyus at the bottom here. You can see, and actually in the actual artwork, this cross up here in the top right flashes.
Oh yes.
Which really adds something, I believe, to the artwork. So that's there are lots and lots of artworks in that exhibition. It might still be on off text, but I just wanted to highlight some of that and let you know that it's been happening. And was it this that's appeared in Linz? Oh, was it the previous project that we've already covered? I can't remember now, but yeah. So something's been appearing in Linz at the very least.
Really good, really, really nice.
Very, very good indeed. Very good. Yeah, excellent. So we should do a crossover with the with Uzu Pieces lot, shouldn't we? That would be cool. I mean, what I was going to say is it's a little bit of a successor to the International Teletext Art Festival. It's not. It's organized by different people, but they are
Right.
backed by a partner, Fixed C, who used to do the International Teletext Art Festival. They're
Right.
an official partner of Tele NFT, I think is the group name.
Right.
Right. So you've got the Tele NFT group, and we're the Teletext R group, and different groups, artistic groups, I believe.
The NFT bit sort of sounds a bit scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it depends what your own opinions on cryptocurrency are, I guess. In what way do you mean? Do you mean it's ominous? You mean it seems difficult to penetrate and get into? You mean?
I don't know really. It's just I think the idea of NFT that we were sort of discussing before was sort of like trying to monetize, try to monetize a hobby, but I could be completely misreading it. But that's when hobbies go south, isn't it? When you try and monetize it. There's a story of the cakes, isn't there? You know, like I might make a really nice cake and bring it into work, and then I share that cake with everyone, and everyone says, "Carl, that's the best cake I've ever tasted in my life. You should make cakes." So then I quit my job and I make cakes because I love baking and I like making people happy. Then a week in, I'm up 5 a.m. making cakes, and I finish at 11 o'clock at night. And then people start complaining that my cakes aren't in on time. And then it's turned from a hobby into something that you have to do to keep yourself going. And then you stop enjoying it. And although it's like a hypocritical sort of story, I think that's where NFTs come into it. I think you become too much of a, I don't know, if you're trying to monetize it, you become too much of a slave to try and produce excellent artwork all the time. And you just can't do that.
Well, I think there are a couple of aspects to what you've mentioned. As somebody who went pro as a designer, and part of that is making teletext, it's never diminished my enjoyment of teletext, not one bit. But then I guess that's because teletext was only a part of it, and the organizing the sort of art events and things was a different part. So though it was made up of different elements. But if I were doing teletext 24 hours or 8 hours a day, maybe it would get a little bit tired. But I think specifically with NFT, the appeal seems to be, so hopefully the appeal is that it's a way for artists who are struggling to find a way to market and sell their artwork and particularly those who don't have a physical product, like me. I mean, I've got all those things up on my notice board over there, but that's collected from 10 years of doing artwork. And we've got postcards and things like that. But mostly the stuff that I make is just data for people. I'm sending data files to people over the internet, and it's not got a physical form. I've never actually gone into the physical merchandising side of things, because it seems like it's a lot of admin, individual admin, whereas selling to businesses and doing a smaller number of projects for a larger amount of money seems like a better idea. But I think we'll have to speak to somebody who actually is into crypto to get their opinion. You know, we should get Max on here. And I'm not sure how I feel about crypto art, honestly. I can be convinced either way, I think. It's an ongoing process, I believe. There's a lot of information out there, and you never know what to believe.
Yeah, and I don't know enough about it to form an opinion either way. It's just that what I conflate. When you hear crypto, there's a couple of things that come to mind. Is sort of like mining for bitcoins. That's one thing that comes to mind. And another thing that comes to mind
Yeah.
is that people stolen images comes to mind as well. And
Yeah.
it's like when you hear people who are just sort of like, you know, taking stuff and then claiming it as their own by doing an NFT. I don't know if that can be done or not, but I feared when NFT was mentioned in Teletext circles, I feared that a lot of our work was suddenly going to get lifted and grifted, and that hasn't materialized yet. But you know, you can see demonstrably with CFAX holidays, we have a laugh about it, but that's exactly. Can you imagine if someone then went along and monetized that CFAX holiday? How would you feel about that? Because at the moment it's sort of like open source, but the moment you enable an image to get claimed by somebody with an NFT token, then you know, it could deprive somebody of their IP.
Well, true, but it doesn't officially under law become theirs just because they get that artwork and put it online, and you can sue them because it's your artwork. Once you've made an artwork, it's yours, it belongs to you. And if you haven't given someone permission to use it and they earn £1 million, the blockchain has it's entirely transparent. That's why we're able to track down blockchain scammers, because it's very, very hard to cover your tracks, because you can go through all the different transactions and find where that image or where that content originated. So there is that. That's what it's got going for it, supposedly. But another thing I will say is this response to a comment? That Sarah says the environmental impact of NFTs is really appealing. Not. Well, there are some people out there who are trying to make NFTs more clean. NFT art, the clean NFT art movement, to try and make it more environmentally friendly. And if there were a proper environmentally friendly version of NFTs that didn't require all this, but then again, it's at odds with what I've just said, isn't it? This chain and the amount of computing power that it just requires. But if there was some way of getting the best of both worlds with that, then NFT could be the solution. But yeah, I don't know. I can be convinced either way, but I believe it could easily just be another 3D TV thing where it's here, everybody embraces it, everybody jumps on it, and then within 3 years it's gone and nobody ever talks about it again. Because
if you don't try it, then you'll miss out. That's the thing, isn't it? It's the missing out part.
However, I mean, it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing process, just like art. Everything evolves. They could make changes to it. I mean, you could say, what's wrong with the traditional mediums of selling things? I know that's a very good point. Because if you have trouble selling something in the real world, how are you going to sell it in the digital world? The only thing that you have is the backing of maybe some NFT entrepreneurs, maybe the big guys. It works exactly the same way as real life. If you get shouted out by the big guys, then you're going to get a leg up, aren't you? You fail to get your leg over, like Ian Botham.
I think he's into was it foot spas now or something?
No, yeah, the scams, basically the real life scam, foot spas. So I'm aware that you have to get off here, Carl. Is there anything that you wanted to say about NFTs quickly?
Well, I think it's a real hornet's nest, because it's sort of, you know, the thing is, I'm an out and out hobbyist, so my motives are completely coming in from left field to somebody who is an artist and actually values their work and sells it. I mean, a recent thing that came up on the internet with some prominent YouTubers, they used an image from a newspaper, but the newspaper had bought the image from the photographer, and they saw that, they just lifted that image and put it in their video. A year later, they were challenged by the photographer.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. It's it's one of the guys. It's one of the guys from Retro and Limb that.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So it was, but I mean, a lot of other things happened around it, which you know is pure entertainment. But the crux of the matter for this thing is that it made me realise that, you know, someone took that picture and they took that picture to put food on their own table, and what they were asking for was the license to use their work, and that's no different maybe to any artist really. It's their work. I mean, you know, I decide to do my stuff for nothing, and 2 or 3 people may like it, but if somebody does that at a cost and only 2 or 3 people like it, it's still worth every penny that person is asking. You know, do you see what I mean? Although I put no value to it, it doesn't make it any less of a decent artwork. But conversely, if I'm tying myself up in knots, but basically NFT, I don't understand it. I don't need it, therefore I don't need to form an opinion on it. But I can crow from the sidelines and go, only hitmen and paedophiles use cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? You know, and you know, you could adopt that as well. And I think it's but on the environmental side, I mean, you know, you still got the amount of raw materials that you use to produce a physical work of art. I mean, you know, they don't just knock a tree down just for your one sheet of paper, do they? I mean, that's still taken diesel and electricity to produce that and bring that over as well. So it depends on how far you sort of overanalyze. But yeah. Anyway, I hope, you know, out my word salad, I hope there was some point I was trying to make there. I just don't know. I should ask V-Bert.
So there are a lot of things about it that are quite complicated, and I don't think it helps that because it's a new thing and it's the next big thing and the big artists are promoting it and it's got a lot of hype, people are jumping on it and naturally a lot of scammers are going to be there. There's a lot of scamming going on in the world of art. I don't know if you know about the heritage auctions with video games scam that's been going on recently, where heritage auctions and WADA games are allegedly conducting a scam to inflate the price of video games to the point where, was it Super Mario 64 sold for £1 million or something stupid, something utterly ridiculous. They're just inflating the price. So when people jump on, they can make a lot of money, milk everybody dry, and then it all tapers off again. So I can see, well, we'll see what happens when the smoke clears, because NFTs are a very new thing, and people are still, it's the Wild West.
Yeah, I think it, you know, we're certainly not discussing a concept in its final form.
No.
And, you know, and it will get used, you know, probably like, you know, Coca-Cola had cocaine in it once. And, and now it doesn't. And
no.
Still,
catch the wave, Pepsi.
Catch the wave, man.
Hey,
freaking liberal. But that's it. Oh, we've lost Jason. Sorry. I he was going to jump on. Sorry,
I know, because we're talking about crypto and NFTs. But, you know, it's a very controversial subject. But we do have somebody there in the community who knows about it. And, you know, I might ask Max if he wants, not Max Headroom, by the way. Max Harrick. Max H, it's a Max H as well, yeah. The Max H, that's the Max Headroom special, the Max Harrick special.
I hope Jason didn't run away because we were talking about it.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, he probably did. Sorry, Jason, he's got it. Yeah. No. But we could do an episode about it if people are interested, but I know a lot of people are very, it's a very emotive subject, and we've probably scared people away tonight with our chat about it.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't quite realise, actually, to be fair. I was sort of, yeah, I should go steady next time, cautionary tale. But
well, we don't know. There's no evidence that they that Jason left because we were talking about NFTs.
No. I hope not anyway, but yeah, okay. Well, I have to go now. So
Okay.
been really good chatting with you today, and been really good with Nikki and her artwork as well.
Yes.
And thanks for everyone else playing along with me. And when I see V-Bert again, I'll tell him you lot said hello.
So
And
hopefully not the evil V-Bert.
well, yeah. Could well be. But no, it's really good. It's good fun, mate. So thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much, Carl. It's always a pleasure to have you as my co-host on the show. And we should do the Max Headroom thing next, shouldn't we?
We should do. That'd be very Radio 4, though. Very serious.
Right. A very serious interpretation of the very BBC interpretation of the Max Headroom incident. Yes. So my plan for that, hopefully it'll happen, is that we'll pre-record it and stream it as a premiere.
Yes.
So you can all see it afterwards. But it's going to be a nice edited thing, I hope, on the channel for you all to see. But I think before then, we've actually got 10 years since the death of CFAX, haven't we? So that's next.
Yes.
All right. So I'll stay on a little bit longer after you've left, Carl, and clean up with the comments and see what else we have to do. But thank you very much for joining us.
Okay. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, Carl. Cheers. And we've scared him off with our talk of NFTs. Brilliant. Right. So Russty is still here. Hi, Russty. Now, Les the Clown says, the Max incident has fascinated me since I was a kid. Yeah, well, I only found out about it on the internet, probably from the Reddit posts that the Bowie Pogue character posted in about 2012. That was the first time I heard about it. And we've talked about it on podcasts for other providers in the past, but I've wanted for a long time to cover it more in depth. And our take on it is going to be, well, because lots and lots of people have done this before and they've got their own very dry interpretations of what happened. Our podcast, or the Television Sofa Club, whatever you want to call it, is going to be an alternative look at some of our own theories for what happened on that fateful night in 1987. So me and Carl, we're gonna record that very soon, I hope. And you'll see it sometime before the actual anniversary, 35th anniversary of the Max incident. Yes. So Jason has gone. Let's have a look. He thinks that NFT is snake oil. Yeah. In Discord, let's have a quick look. Where are we? Sarah says, mustard coats are also an emotive subject. I loved my mustard coat, but I wasn't terribly popular at school. Now, I would quite like a mustard coat, actually. I'll come on this show and wear one. I'll get one for next time. I look like April O'Neil. So people have been talking about NFTs, but I think I'm not going to read those comments out because we've moved on a little bit from that, and we might do a show about that, like I said. But yeah, everybody liked V-Bert and his weird cousin there. Apologies if that got a little bit racist at times. So Russty, are you still there? Russty, would you fancy jumping on and having a chat? Would you have time for that? I know it's 10 p.m. here in the UK. It would be excellent to have a little bit of a chat about National Teletext Day. Actually, we talked about it before, didn't we, on our previous interview about National Teletext Day a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to re-upload that, aren't I? That would be good. Right, Alex Grupa, thank you for your comments regarding the artworks that we looked through, the Tele NFT stuff. And I think that's it, apart from the cryptocurrency stuff. Okay, so are you on Discord, Russ? Let's have a look. Have I ever messaged you on Discord? Let's have a look. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Rusty. Good to see if I can find Rusty to send him the join link. Ah, yes. He has two accounts here. I have to find him now. Let's have a look. Apologies for this, ladies and gentlemen. I should show something on screen, shouldn't I, while this is happening? But I have the perfect thing that you can watch. And you're gonna like this. Not a lot, but you will like it. Let's see. Oh, I've built it all up now and it's going to be rubbish, isn't it? Right, here we go. Oh, no. It's an AI Bambaboozler. So I should mention that this is made by Alistair Buxton. He inserted the Bambaboozler image and a prompt of a game show host, and also Tom Bosley. And this is what came up. This is the nightmare that it produced. I mean, there's been some frightening stuff on today's show, hasn't there? Right, so Russ, I'm just going to drop this in chat for you in the YouTube chat because I can't think of any other way to do it. And that's there in case anybody else wants to jump on as well, that link. I'll probably delete it in a few minutes. Russ is his own imposter. Yes, Russ says, I am the imposter. Yes, Russ, I mentioned about re-uploading the old interview because it did contain elements, I do believe, of, we did talk about the early teletext days, National Teletext days. There we go. So yeah, it's been a great stream for National Teletext Day. I've really enjoyed it. Oh, okay, he can't join now. That's okay. That's okay, that's okay. He says, I can't join. I'm not gonna read that out. It's just too much, it's too nasty. It's too naughty. But yeah, I've enjoyed National Teletext Day here. Is it International Teletext Day? Because it should be enjoyed by people all over the world, I think. So when's International Teletext Day? It's next week. There we go. So this is V-Bert here. Let's see if we can configure this correctly. There we go. Block party, hashtag, right, here we go. David says, drinking meths is also an emotive subject. Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned that when Carl left, because he wouldn't be very happy about that. So Rusty says it should be International Teletext Day, but the IBA didn't do an IBA slide for me to take. Oh, that's brilliant, Carl. Russ. Oh dear. I've forgotten what V-Bert looks like. I need a reference image here. I'll have to do him from memory. I wonder if Muttley is still broken or if we could have a go. I love Muttley. It's just a wonderful program. And it's a shame that it's not working right now. Rusty call, says ZX Guesser. Yeah, I've completely forgotten what he looks like. And don't say he's a puppet because he isn't. So I mentioned earlier that it's been 10 years since the start of the International Teletext Art Festival. And maybe we should do something for that too, to celebrate it, because it's done so much for the world of teletext art. And it's a shame that it's not around anymore. I can actually fill that in there, I think. Can I? Yes. I'm going to have to do held graphics if I'm going to do things on his chest. The colored bits on his chest. There he is. V-Bert. He's looking pretty smart. You know what? I'm going to turn him into his evil cousin here. Ah, no. Ah, no. There he is, the frightening version. Take it off the screen, no. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Can do a bit of shading there. Affords us an opportunity. They look more like screws now, don't they? I'm going to give him a pocket. So he's wearing a shirt. He's the businessman. Les the clown says, when Carl put the eyebrows over his eyes, he looked like a stoned V-Bert. That's why he's frightening. Yes, I am having fun drawing the evil V-Bert. Sarah? He has a mustache as well, doesn't he? Oh, did he? I can't remember now. There he is. Oh, no. Doesn't look like a mustache, that, does it? A mustache. It just looks like another smile, another mouth. No, he looks like a dog. Ah. Oh yeah, it's T-Rebv, isn't it? That's his name, T-Rebv. Who was it that suggested that? That's great. T-Rebv is a new character in Sofa Club lore. You know what? He needs a twisty mustache, doesn't he? Yeah. I don't have enough room to do it. Yes, this is actually a lot of fun. It's probably not as good as Nikki's artwork from earlier tonight. It was good to have her on the show. And we've not done a live teletext editing demo for a while, have we, on this show? We used to do it all the time back in the early days. So it was a bit of a return. We're returning to the olden days, which is fitting for the teletext show, I think. Yeah, with the old demonstrations, the teletext demonstrations. T-Rebv, T-Rebv, T-Rebv. Yeah, I think I like T-Rebv or T-Rebv. T-Rebv. Yeah, we're going to go with that. And just to confirm that in the image. Right, Trev. All right, Trev. I have to look what I'm typing now. So it's come to this, has it? I like T-Rebv as well, though, honestly. There we go. I could stay here all day and do this lettering. It'll never be as good as Wim's, so I won't bother. I'll just smooth off the B and leave it at that. T-Rebv, he's named after the treble mints. We can move this over, can't we? I'm not good enough for this. There we go. I'll do that instead. Trebulon 5. Yeah, that's it. That's the show that he stars in. I mean, he's the businessman brother of the influencer, V-Bert. Trebfax. Yeah, that's perfect. Does he have thumbs? I'm going to give him thumbs. Blah. Oh, that looks better, actually. Ah, I think it needs to be blocky. We need to keep it blocky with the mustache, I think, to emphasize the curliness, perhaps. Keep it blocky. Nah. Make that a white coat and he'll look like an evil scientist. Might just do that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's move to Mars. And now we have to have the rainbow. Blast through alphanumerics time. Now let's actually have cyan, cayenne. Do it now. Let's see. Oh, can't do that. Let's center him a little bit here. Ah. It's a work of art. Yes. I can't help but tinker now. Let's make that look more like a beard. Aha! Let's have a look here. Oh, we can't do that with this editor. I have to insert a row. How do I insert a row for that? I promise this is the last bit. I have to add a code for that line. The second one is yellow, isn't it? So I'll have to do that and then call it done. Sorry, I don't know the keyboard codes off by heart, so there we go. It's T-Rebv, the mascot of this particular stream. Ha! Right. So Mr. Clown says, bad news, evil V-Bert has evolved to the point that he is able to correctly identify all of the pictures in traffic lights. Pictures of traffic lights in the capture. God help us. And it's just a few letters from Trebek, eh? Yep. I'm not going to change him to be Alex Trebek. That's enough. That's enough tinkering. No, stop tinkering. I can't help it. I have to make it look more circular. This is what happens when I make art, ladies and gentlemen. It never ends. So ZX Guesser says, I can select stuff like before, but instead of filling, do Control X to cut and Control V to paste. Right. That's to move things around the page easily. There you go. I'll just try that now, actually. Put it there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, I know all about teletext now because I can do that. I'm the ultimate teletext art master. And there he goes, the infiltrator of tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so what time is it? 20 past 10. I think that should just about wrap it up for tonight's National Teletext Day show. And I'll do something with Russ's previous interview because it's worth spotlighting. It's definitely buried among the old episodes. One of the episodes where we just shoved everything into one show and nobody got the highlights. Nobody got the spotlight, I guess, which is not fair. It's not fair on those guys. But yeah, we shall do that. We shall do it. Do it now. Quite like that. Quite like that picture. Oh, stop tinkering. Sarah says, that was really fun tonight. Thanks, everyone. Yes, thanks, everybody that's joined and commented tonight. There's a lot of you. You've all been fantastic. The Paradox, of course, whose artwork Nikki made. Retro Pixels, who's I did a picture of his cat one time. Must have been a few years ago. Alex Grupa, who did the Teletext demo at Evoke, came second a couple of months ago. Dudley, thanks. Les the Clown with his hilarious comments. ZX Guesser, of course, a shadow in the void who actually came across, this is the first time they heard of Nikki and Bunty's stream. I guess he's a new subscriber because of that. Sorry, they are a new subscriber because of that. Who else? Bite High, No Limits. My co-host tonight, of course, Carl. Check out his new podcast, Sunspot Stories. So the Sunspot was a local arcade that he used to go to as a kid, Carl. And the first 2 episodes of that are up. An interview with the architect of the original building and with someone, his old mate, his old knucker, who we used to play the games with down at the Sunspot for episode 2. Great stuff. Nathan Dane was here for a bit. Now, I was actually watching Nathan's, if you're still here, Nathan, I was watching your pages from CFAX earlier today while eating tea. I shouldn't really watch the news because it makes me get very angry these days. I'm an angry old man. But it was a good stream, nonetheless. I mean, the bad news story is set to the backdrop of easy listening jazz. Where could you go wrong there? Peter Kwan, of course. Thank you for joining tonight from his base in Stroud. Who else did we have? That might be everybody. That's some reason. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you for joining tonight, Mr. Reason. There's always a reason for the chocolate chew. ZX Guesser said, do you get royalties for the robot emoji? Sadly not. ZX Guesser, sorry, no, the Teletext archaeologist. Thank you, Jason, for joining us tonight. And of course, Russty Russ, the reason we're all here, the originator of TeletextDay. Russ is here. He says, how many years was it that we did the interview? 2016, apparently. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Before I dropped off the radar a bit in 2017. I think the last episode was 2017, and then we rebooted again in 2020. So ZX Guesser says, Nikki and Bunty's stream is still going. If anybody needs somewhere to go when the Sofa Club kicks them out. Yeah, it's probably much more entertaining than this stream. Well, this part of the stream, of course. The first part of the stream with Nikki was excellent indeed, excellent. So thank you once again, Russ. You are the reason we are here today. And yeah, it's been another good National Teletext Day. Another successful one, should I say. Russ said he was about 12 when we did the interview. Fantastic. Right, so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to take this guy off the screen because he's scaring all of the kids. And I'm going to let you go and watch the Nikki and Bunty stream, which is still going. Thank you very much, everybody, tonight. Like I said, next show, 10 years since the death of CFX, late October, maybe about the 23rd-ish. And then it'll be time for the Max Headroom incident show, finally. Fingers crossed on both counts. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and keep it blocky. Sayonara. Bye.